Alright, what's up everybody? I have to find a group, but let's just let's just start this. Let's see where we can find a group, and hopefully the quality of the PUG will be good as well. These guys are on Desolate Host, we can jump in on that. Alright, let's give this a shot. We'll start at Desolate Host, which is actually what's up, Luis? Yeah, Luis. I skipped 1 week so that I could do all the boss guides I brought over to you guys. I'm still missing two. I have everything I need for the Fallen Avatar fight, but the Desolate Host fight, I still need footage from one of the sides. Basically, there's a dark side and an overworld, like an underworld and an overworld. Still need footage of the overworld for you guys. We're doing TOS, Brittany. We're jumping in there. What's up, John? Oh yeah, Mythic Pluses were pretty terrible last week, right? I got up to a plus 13 done just on Sunday. I was just it was just like Tomb of Sargeras all week, editing footage, and then Sunday was like, oh wait, I gotta knock out my Mythic Plus. Got a plus 13, and then oh man, it was rough last week. Yeah, hey, no problem, John. I'm doing the last two very very soon. So the last two, I'll be doing Fallen Avatar by tomorrow. I'll probably edit that footage later today, and then we have the Desolate Host fight that'll be happening right after. So this pug, I believe, is at is at Desolate Host. There's actually a group a quest here. Oh, this is at heroic difficulty. All right. Thank you, John. Thank you. Yeah, last week was definitely one of those rough weeks. Today, I actually was able to get a plus 12 done today. It's not too bad this week. Although I the dungeon I did earlier today was with Hooves that you guys know, and me and Hooves were the only people taking out explosives. So there was one pull where he went down, and I was the only one on explosives. I don't know, man. The pug, this pug is just Desolate Maiden Avatar. Kill Jaden 920 plus. I don't think I'm 920. Oh, I'm 925 in my bags. All right. How's the hammer? Oh, Pac-Man. She's been working on getting the hammer straightened out. Yeah, I didn't know that this group was actually heroic. I really didn't. I thought it was a normal one. We'll see. I've done the first boss in heroic. Haven't done any of this, so we're running over to Desolate Host. I mean, we have the bone cage armor. Yeah, that's the other mechanic that's in heroic. I've never dealt with it. This is probably going to be a nice fail here, but we'll see. The affixes this week are teaming, explosive, and fortified. And I did get a plus 12 done, so I'll try to get a this week a Mythic Plus out tomorrow. I know it's a little bit later than I'm used to, but since I've been working on those boss guides, everything got pushed back a little bit. But I'll try to get a this week a Mythic Plus done. Oh yeah, that first boss can get a little tough anyway. Although in a plus 7 it should be okay. Yeah, we have one little pull here. I think sisters are down, actually. Yeah, sisters are down. We're running over to Desolate Host at this point. I didn't think I'd be jumping into Heroic, but why not? Yeah, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the boss guides. Alright, we'll just pull some trash. Hopefully our poly bombs run out. Ooh, poly bomb on the tank. Everybody hug me. Okay, there it is. Gonna be doing heroic Desolate Host tonight. I mean, we'll see how this goes. I don't think it should be too bad. And someone's for sure gonna run over this, right? By the way, if you guys run over this blue circle, it spawns an ad. Yep, there it is. You can tell who summoned it because they're stunned. Yeah, you'll be able to see. Don't get polymorph. There's number one. For hugs? No, Pac-Man, I'm not okay. I just need some hugs. As a tank, you know, you just get used to everything that gets close to you wants to slap your face off. Everything. So it's just every now and then you just want some hugs. Use the shades on the wall. Let's see if this guy will run over here. Get that polymorph bomb away from me. Yeah, if you guys haven't even walked into Tomb of Sargeras, by the way, polymorph bombs are pretty funny, to be honest. It would be really, really cool if they were actually one of the boss mechanics somewhere, but no boss actually uses it. But I think it'd be pretty cool if there was a boss that was actually using the polymorph bombs. But it's a big AoE around someone that once it goes off, everybody in that AoE gets turned into. Everybody in that AoE gets polymorphed. And then these guys need to be purged, or else they just kind of take all the damage, and they can't die. Also, when they do, what's the cast called? It's like a really long silence that's just super annoying. Oh, Pac-Man, thank you for reminding me with that command. I gotta open up the bot. Yeah, let me do that. Ooh, that's what happens when you tab out. You almost go down. It's really funny. Yeah, polymorph bombs are ridiculous. They really are. What's up, Warblade? Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, that's the big AoE silence that they do. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm connecting the bot now. Sever soul. That's what you want to avoid. Pac-Man, give that command another shot. See if it works. We need to see how far behind Pac-Man is. Actually, Brittany, I think you're the viewer that's got the most time now. There it is. It's working. Yeah, if you guys see this debuff right here, reduces all damage taken by 90%. So if you guys have a priest with Mass Dispel, shaman with Purge, anything, you guys should be doing that so that anyone can actually do damage to these soul guards. It gets a little ridiculous. Oh, of course somebody pulled that. And I can't do anything about it. Also, you don't want to be inside anyone else's AoE. That takes you to the Spirit Realm. And in the Spirit Realm, there's no ads. There's just like white orbs. You pick up an orb, you increase your damage done. But as a tank, if you get banished, there's nobody holding threat. And then it's just everything starts slapping the group around. Let's see. Actually, I think I can see exactly who. Yeah, minutes watched. Brittany's on top of everyone. Brittany's in the 800s now. All right, should be good enough. We can pull this guy. Uh-oh. Those are fighting words. Pac-Man, are you sure? You want to go ahead and throw those fighting words out there? By the way, for everybody that just joined us, we are in a heroic Tomb of Sargeras, and we're actually running over to the Desolate Host. And so we should be pulling him shortly, right after all this trash. But this trash is just like botanist trash and Nighthold was. It's just a pain, doesn't go down, does a ton of damage. See, so now I got banished to the spirit world. Now there are these orbs, and I can go ahead and pick one up, although they're better suited for DPS. Increases my damage by 100%. So now when I go back up, I can go ahead and, oh, he's dead. I can go ahead and not do damage. Rip raid, it will be. I don't know how good PUGs are for heroic TOS yet. We'll find out together. We'll find out together. We shouldn't need to pull that group. We'll probably end up pulling it though, to be fair. But make sure you get out of the big purple AoE with these guys. The Sever Soul. Yep, we did pull that group. The Sever Soul is just a giant silence that, if chained, can just silence you forever, and you'll probably go down. So yeah, make sure you back out of that. Don't stand in anyone else's AoE. Oh, there's a silence. And now they have that damage debuff, so now we can't even hit them. Oh, and more aggro. This really is just like botanist trash. It just starts adding up and just gets really ridiculous. I threw a stun out too. Alright, so in Desolate Host, I only have experience in the underworld in terms of tanking. So we'll see if the other tank wants to take underworld or the regular corporal world. I mean, I hope they're okay with me sticking with the underworld. Alright, we should be good to go. Last guy over here. And then we can just go ahead and run in. Alright. So there are two realms here. So you see these ads over here on the right hand side. They are for the corporal world, which is the overworld, and then the engine of souls is also for the overworld. If you click on any of these fountains anywhere on the room, you basically go to like the underworld, and somebody pulled the boss. Get the hell out of here. Okay, so hopefully we don't wipe. Hopefully this isn't Rip Raid already on pull number 1, which would be a little bit ridiculous. Alright, so now that we have that bad pull out of the way, if we click this font, the spiritual font, the underworld is going to tank a mini boss that's right here, and then those ads, and the overworld tanks the actual engine of souls and the other ads. And we do have ads that come out periodically throughout the fight. If you're in the corporal world, you want to stick over here to the right hand side and do all of your business over here. All your debuffs, all your ads, everything that happens to you should be on the right hand side, and the underworld should be all on the left. I don't know if you guys can see these silhouettes here. When I click this font, they all come to life. This is the boss in the underworld, and then these are the ads. These little tiny ads, these soul residues, easy to kill. You have to just focus them, kill them as fast as you can. And the priestesses are actually the bigger ads that need to be focused down second. You can stack them on the mini boss and actually DPS them there. But for the overworld, I've never actually tanked it. DPSing it is pretty straightforward. Ads first, then the Desolate. All right, and also they invited too many tanks, so I'm going DPS. So you guys are gonna see me DPS. Luke, I went Indomitable for kill Jaden only. For every other fight, I stayed Devastator. And I want my loot spec to be proc. Cool. So yeah, Luke. Kill Jaden hits really hard, and with Devastator, kill Jaden was getting really close to killing me. It was a little ridiculous how close kill Jaden was. What's up, Max? Welcome to the live stream, man. So with kill Jaden, I went Indomitable, but every other boss, Devastator was just fine. I think if I ran into Mythic, for sure I'd be running Indomitable, no questions about it. It made things it made me feel a lot less squishy. Oh, John, don't do that, John. This is heroic tomb with a pug. Don't do that. Don't bet on this. If you want to bet on normal, that's fine, but don't bet on this one. Yeah, no problem, Luke. Luke, so what I was typically running, let me actually equip that. What I was typically running is my Infernal Contract, which is a really big shield, 4.2 mil. Actually, it's 2.3 in this, but I think as prot, it's 4.2. Because I'm DPS right now. And I was actually running my Immortality Trinket because Kill Jaden does a ton of physical damage. And I'm running 2-piece tier 19. And yeah, that's really it. Everything else is just as best as I can get it with Haste Mastery and rocking a very decent item level of 913. I've only gotten 3 upgrades from Tomb so far, so nothing major. The biggest upgrade I've gotten is these nice little boots here, 940. But besides those, nothing too major, nothing amazing. I upgraded both my legendaries, but yeah, Devastator should be more than enough for most fights. Cool stuff, Luke. When do you guys raid, by the way, Luke? When you have a 32x8 modem? Jeez. So we'll see. These little ads are going to be focused down first. I am in the underworld for this Actually, no. They said they wanted to do. They said group 1 and 3 was Underworld, and they switched me over to group 2. So we're gonna do Overworld. So we're gonna have to just kill the Bone Wardens first, and then the Templar. I don't know how this PUG is gonna go, to be honest, John. I don't suggest you bet on this. The raid chat is already pretty damn toxic, and we're walking up to the first boss with this group. Not in a raiding guild right now, Luke. Yeah, you can PUG regular too, for sure. Max, you got your 2-piece already? Nice. I have gotten no tier pieces on my warrior. None. My druid has 1 tier piece, but my warrior has 0. I haven't gotten much. Luke, by the way, if you are in a PUG and your tanks are taking way too much damage and it's a little bit hard to soak the Armageddons, I highly suggest running the 3 tank strategy right now. Honestly. Yeah. This raid chat isn't working out. They're just arguing with each other at this point. We'll give it one shot. I'm not gonna flask or anything for this. We'll give it one shot. If it doesn't work out, we'll just move on. Jump into another Tomb of Sargeras where I can actually tank. Although I have tanked and DPS every fight, but not melee. I've tanked and done ranged DPS for every fight. So at least I got that going. Oh, also, by the way, everyone that's here right now, John, Luke, Brittany, everybody else, what do you guys think about the whole showing you tank perspective and showing you the range perspective? Are you guys enjoying these boss guides more since they have the 2 perspectives rather than when I did Nighthold and I only had my tank? Because I have to it's a matter of getting twice the footage and editing it down and showing you guys, but I don't know if it helps. I was boom chickering. Yeah, I for sure was boom chickering that. I also have no... Oh, see, Soulbind, you have to run to another person, hug them. You guys saw all that fire in between me and the other person. So when you guys get Soulbind, make sure to run to the other person. As far as anything else, really right now it's just all about DPSing the ads, keeping that up. And now more ads came up, so we gotta do that again. Now hopefully I can interrupt this guy. Here we go. Don't stand in anything. It's just there's a lot of crap going on here. These ads can spawn more crap on the ground, so you should be like that big AoE. So these ads should be tanked somewhere that is close to the Desolate Host, so that when that comes out, it doesn't just automatically sleeve everyone in the underworld. And then if you get that Spear of Anguish, you should be dropping it over on the right hand side, to be honest. Basically everything you do over here in the overworld, you should be doing over on the right hand side. There's no reason for you to be spreading it around. It's very hard to see the other group, but they exist. Alright, so this thing, I'm gonna go ahead and just drop it over here. And die. That's what I'm gonna do. Which is what happens when you don't play the overworld. We'll see how this goes. Hopefully they get to solo it without me. Alright, let me skip this song as well. Rip raid, thanks to me. Just watching this. There it is. There's your boy. Snubsy, you joined and gave me the bad luck, man. Fail boat. Fail boat. No, the fail boat arrived and it went away. It's gone. Yeah, everybody's dying at this point. Here it is. Yeah, I'm gonna hop out of this group right after this. Why do I have to rip raid everyone? I'm sorry, I'm not used to melee DPSing this fight. For some reason, right before we pulled the boss, somebody said, "Why do we have 4 tanks?" And then it was a matter of figuring out which tanks even have a DPS spec. So I'm sorry about that. I'll go back into tanking. I'll go back and jump into a regular tomb, and we'll be fine. And no, it's not that much more work to edit the videos with different perspectives. I wasn't sure if you guys really enjoyed it. I think I preferred the way that they came out, having the different perspectives on them, rather than just tanking. But just just something I wanted to ask. And yeah, Sarnith, are you a Prot Warrior specifically? Or what do you play for your tanking class? Yeah, we'll jump out of here. This group was very fighting all the time, so we'll hop out. Yeah, I don't know why they invited 4 tanks. They invited 4 tanks and then everybody just started talking smack to each other. And for some reason my weapon didn't equip. The hell is my weapon? Alright, let's hop into a group that doesn't invite all the tanks. Here's a kill Jaden fight. That should be fun. I don't know why I was showing Nighthold as well. Sisters of the Moon. That's a cool fight. I like that. We'll just sign up for all of the things. Here it is. Quick clear at Sisters. Let's do that. Cool. Yeah, I'll keep it up with the whole different perspectives. In 10 minutes, you can hop on Pac-Man. There it is. Yeah, you guys can feel free to crash any of these pugs I'm in. Oh, Brittany. You know what I've seen is the biggest thing that fails a lot in the Kill Jaden fight is when Armageddon is handed out, you also get that fire debuff that's handed out at the same time. And a lot of people see that fire debuff hit, they think it's Armageddon, and then they jump out. And then 1 second later, Armageddon hits and just wipes everybody. So the biggest thing that I've seen that wipes groups is not being able to distinguish between the fire debuff and Armageddon, because it does look similar. The giant AoE fire splash is similar. So I've seen that happening more than it probably should. What's up, Sebastian? Welcome, welcome. Sarnith, what tank do you play for your guild, by the way? Alright, so we're in this group. They are at Sisters, so we will run over there. This place is still a little confusing, but first boss is right here in the middle. Second boss is in there. Third boss is right down here, and actually you can start taking this path to go everywhere else up until Maiden of Vigilance. You actually need to run all the way back, or you can just die and run back that way. You just all yell at each other. Yeah, that makes it easier too when you're with a whole raid. It's easier to keep track of who's what, right? You see a boomkin in the corner, you know exactly who it is. Sebastian, this TOS, the last group was a heroic TOS. They were all fighting with each other. I did a complete fail boat and messed that up myself too. But the group was also just fighting a lot. So here we are. Here's a new group. We're at Sisters with this group. Just trying to join any group really. So this is a 10-man group and we're 227, so we should be okay with this kind of group. Horde scum. You guys are looking for a healer and some big D deeps. So there you go, Max. Yeah, Brittany's the alliance person as well. 9 Central's not too bad. Sebastian, yes. The thing is, Sebastian, Tomb of Sargeras has a lot less magic damage than Nighthold does. So all of our armor, our shield block, everything that we have is really helping out. Everything we have is mitigating all the damage that's coming in, just because there's a lot less magic damage. So since there's more of that physical sense, we're fine. We feel very strong. And the funny thing is, I saw a lot of the top names of Warcraft people. They made lists of the list of tanks, and they put warrior at the bottom of every list. And I don't feel it. I don't feel like warriors are weak at all. Like not even. And right before Tomb of Sargeras went live, we actually got a buff to our Ignore Pain. So we got buffs. So we were already good in Nighthold. We weren't the best, but we weren't bad in Nighthold at all. So we got a boost from that, and now we even got better with another Ignore Pain buff. So I think warriors are in a very good position. And then you add the small things. So in the Kill Jaden fight, you have all the small Armageddons, and you have the really big Armageddon that's supposed to be for tanks. That Armageddon is complete physical damage, and it's blockable. You can block that Armageddon. So you throw up the shield block, you run into the big Armageddon. Not only are you already mitigating all that physical damage, and you have a big Ignore Pain bubble on you, you also block it, so you get rid of 60% of the damage up front by the block. It tickles. It tickles. What's up, Hassan? Welcome, man. Welcome. Here we are at the Sisters of the Moon fight. So we're just waiting for a few people to run in, and we'll be good. We don't have a lock, so we're waiting for the last few people to run in, and we'll be good to go. Pac-Man, you're getting close, man. Philip, thank you for the support. Thank you for enjoying the videos. Every Wednesday I do live stream, and right now, since Tomb of Sargeras is fresh, I figure you guys want to see this instead of the same Mythic Pluses. So I'll be doing Tomb of Sargeras this week and next week, and then I'll be letting you guys pick the following week after. So if you guys are following me on Twitter, and also to my patrons out there, I'll be putting out a survey where you guys can actually pick what I'm going to be tanking in 2 weeks. So this week, next week for sure Tomb. After that, I'll let you guys decide and vote for it. Oh, Max, DKs are super strong. They got a 10% buff flat across the board, and then a few like here in and out. Yeah, DKs are super strong. The only thing that DKs are still lacking is that little bit of mobility, right? That tiny little bit of mobility. At least you're not an undead warrior. So let me give a breakdown to this fight for those of you who have not actually done this fight. This floor is like a giant moon, and just like the phases of the moon, it goes from right to left. So right now this is the dark side of the moon, and the light side of the moon is going to start creeping in from the right, over the middle, and over to the left. And what happens is, if you're on the dark side, you build up a debuff of the dark side. Oh wow, they decided to pull. So you'll build up a debuff of the dark side. So what you want to do is actually clear your stacks every now and then. So if you guys remember the Cenarius fight, you guys never wanted to go above 15 stacks. Same thing here. So if you're in one side, you definitely want to clear when you're closer to 15. But what you really want to keep track of, is how many stacks you have and the phases of the moon. So if you're on the light side of the moon and it's going to turn into solid light the whole time, you really want to go over to the dark side and clear all of those stacks. It is a very small room, so in phase 3 there's a ton of AoEs. You really have to space them out. Memo Franco, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying the new format with both of them. Right, you know, before the weeks that before Tomb came out, I was trying to gear out my boom chicken and my healing spec as much as I could, so I could actually be using it for Tomb of Sargeras. So I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. The undead warriors just can't tank. I can take a hit just fine. My brittle bones can handle it. I mean, look how strong my ribcage looks. I think I can see some muscles in that ribcage. Look at that. This is ridiculous. Way too strong. I think if you ask me. I mean, as an undead, I already have leech built in as well. I mean, look at that. I get leech built in. Thank you, Memo. Thank you for actually sharing those with all your guild and having those videos kind of be your guide. Ouch, Brittany. Ouch. The exposed shins. Yeah, look at that. Look, I don't know why. You know, sometimes you gotta show a little skin or a little bone when you go in. Just helps you feel a little bit better. Look at these. I got my funny bone out. You know, I use it to my advantage. So every now and then when I'm getting hit too hard and there's too much damage, I hit myself in the funny bone, and it distracts me from the real damage that's going on, and it actually helps me take more damage. So it really works out in my favor. What's up, Demon Hunter, man? Welcome, welcome. So we are having a little bit of a break time while everybody runs here. This group just formed. So we are at Sisters of the Moon. So yeah, once the phases shift, also the big ability that happens in each phase happens only when the moon is full. So in phase 1, it's the shot that everybody needs to split. Phase 2, it's the bubble. So when that moon is becoming full, you have to get ready for a mechanic. In heroic, all the mechanics are always up. So in heroic mode, you're gonna get the shot, you're gonna get the bubble every single time that the moon changes. Doesn't matter who's actually up. Ooh, max. We're getting close, man. I broke 4.7 earlier this week, but we're getting close. Yeah, right above 4.7 right now. But yeah, I think it's definitely having a little bit more appeal. I mean, the stuff that you guys can expect now that Tomb is out, I got the normal guides out. I'm going to be working on the heroic guides for the next probably like 2 weeks. And while that comes out, The next big one that I think a lot of you guys will like is the custom weak auras. So I'm gonna be doing the custom weak auras. I've been keeping logs every single time I jump in here, so that I can keep track of what kind of needs to have a weak aura. So that's the next big one you guys can expect. I'll be doing my log analysis and going over that. What's up, Johan? Welcome to the live stream. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I'll be doing my custom weak auras soon. I'll be doing the Prot Warrior survival guide for all you Prot Warriors out there, and the heroic guides. And then back to normal content, this week of Mythic Plus, stuff like that. Oh yeah, Brittany, you also need you need some warrior weak auras, right? You're having some lag right now, Johan? I agree, Max. Setting up your UI takes a long time. That's why when I first started doing videos in Legion, I had just jumped back into WoW. I had no add-ons, and I was like, I don't want anything. I just need I need some sort of meters. I need my Omen and my X-Pro, and that's it. That's all I need. Oh, you guys were lagging during host, huh? I haven't had any lag issues today. I ran a few Mythic Pluses today. I did my weekly. I'll show you guys my internal conflict with my weekly. Actually, this is what I got for my weekly. Not very good, Heroic Leap. But look at this. It's a 25 item level upgrade relic, but it's only for blocking. And right now I have the best in slot one with Ignore Pain. So I'm debating whether I should upgrade it. 25 item levels would probably be maybe like 5 item levels on my weapon. I'm not sure if it's worth it. And then for my weekly chest, I got this guy. Crit haste, not enough haste to really make it worth it. The other one I have on right now is 500 more haste, and I would be getting 400 stamina. So I need to run the calculations on that, see if the stamina is worth it. So we should be getting this pull very soon. I mean, this is taking long enough. One more person's running in here. The Ignore Pain weak aura went bananas. Jeez. Demon Hunter. This week isn't as bad as last week. For some reason, last week I had a ton of trouble trying to find anything above a +10. Max, I hear you. I don't know if you've been around when I started making videos about, well, it's almost been a year at this point, but some of my first videos, the big comments were, this UI is horrendous. How do you even tank? Because I would have like my party frames just all dragged over here, all on the left hand side, just a ton of frames with Z Pearl. I had all of my bars all on the bottom, on the right hand side. I mean, it was a mess. I'm not gonna lie. Click on this thing. Is that what you want to see? You want to see the group? Pac-Man? The crit haste belt will be good for this when it's on farm. Yeah, Brittany, the thing is, that eye level bump up really applies to the other things that have main stats, right? So if it was a 20 item level bump up with strength and stamina, I would take it. But since it's only stamina, I really have to evaluate my options, because jewelry doesn't have those two main stats. It only has one. Yeah, and using the classic UI, there's a ton of people that do it because add-ons go in and out, right? Like one add-on is gonna break for patch, you have raid day tomorrow, and that add-on isn't going to be updated in like 3 or 4 days. So that's why, yeah, a lot of people choose not to change their UI. Milton, thank you. Yeah, I'm back on streaming. You've managed to lead a pug through the 4 bosses. Congratulations, man. Have you gotten any tier out of that? I hope so. Wild Rida. Oh no, Wild Witra. Wild Witra, thank you. Thank you for the support. And yeah, I'm back on the live streams, and hopefully you have some good luck in Tomb. So you have 1 week under you where people should have gotten a little bit more geared. Also, if you don't want to jump into Tomb, you can actually jump into Mythic pluses that are above plus 10, and you'll be getting higher item levels. So if you jump in anywhere from a plus 10 to a plus 15, you'll be seeing higher item levels now. So you can grind out better gear in the same content if you want to do it that way. If you feel more comfortable. D-Clay, you haven't missed much. We're getting the group together ready for this pull. These 2 people are running in, and then we should be good to go. This group was originally 10 people. We're up to 15. We should be absolutely good. 2, 4, 11. More than enough. Yeah, Brittany, the thing is, it's very cluttered. So even if you do use the default UI, like I can use the default UI just fine. But when people are watching videos, they want to see a much clearer, bigger area. Like even just moving this grid over a little bit. Like anything you can do to min-max everything. The one thing I wish I could kind of resize a little bit easier is the chat frame. I wish I could. I need to find an add-on for the chat frame itself, not necessarily for chatting, but for the chat frame. John, thank you for stopping by. You go ahead and watch the replay. Thank you for stopping, man. Milton, yes. I am dropping the Fallen Avatar will be dropping tomorrow. I have all the footage. I copied it over my hard drive, everything like that. Wrote the script. So the Fallen Avatar will be dropping tomorrow, and the Desolate Host, I'm going to try to get it done for tomorrow. I need a little bit more footage to actually do the boss guide the way that I want to. So the Desolate Host might take another day, maybe Friday, but Fallen Avatar will for sure be tomorrow. And as far as announcements, Milton, I'm going to be running Tomb today and next week. And then after that, I know you follow me on Twitter, so on Twitter and for the patrons out there, I'm going to put out a survey to see if you guys want to see me keep doing live streams of Tomb of Sargeras, or if you guys want to see live streams of Mythic Pluses. So I'll give you guys the option, but 2 weeks, I'll be doing Tomb of Sargeras to kind of go over everything with you guys, answer any questions, let everybody walk in and kind of hit that hill that they're hitting, and then we can address it. And in case you guys want to keep seeing this content, we can. If not, we can move on. Yeah, setting up your UI can take up a few hours, and not everybody wants to sit down and just make things look pretty for a few hours. Devastator and Vengeance have worked just fine. Yeah, Milton, Devastator and Vengeance worked perfectly fine up until I did kill Jaden. I wasn't dying, even to the Fell Claws. I wasn't dying, but it was getting a little bit too close for comfort. In my head, I was like, if I jump into heroic kill Jaden right now, he will slap me silly. He will slap me silly. So for kill Jaden, I did run Indomitable. You're too good for the group. You only see 901. Oh, you're in here, Pac-Man? I don't see you in here. All right, we're good to go. Got that ready check going. So I'm going to be tanking this boss right... Oh, somebody put a feast down. Yeah, delicious. I'm going to be tanking this boss right along the edge of the moon. And you can actually one-tank this for phase 1 and 2 if you are right next to the edge of the moon, because you can purge your stacks off immediately, just keep going. But for phase 3, you do need the 2 tanks. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Good luck on heroic, Johan. Good luck. So I'll wait here for the light side to kind of catch up, build up a few stacks. You do want those stacks regardless, because you're going to be building up one sort of stack at a time anyway. So there's the debuff. I go ahead and cleanse myself, and then I'll keep running through here. So even if the tank hadn't taunted, I could be running this myself and running this way, just because you can clear your stack off really fast. So there's a taunt off. There's the arrow that you guys see, the glaive. It ran through everybody. Now that the moon is going to turn completely to light, I'm going to stick to the dark as much as I can to keep those stacks. And then I'm going to be forced into these stacks. Here's the shot. Actually, I didn't see the shot. Oh, there it is. That was two people only splitting the shot, so they went down. So you guys want to be a little bit more careful with that. As a tank, you shouldn't be taking the shots anyway. So that kind of falls on DPS and healers. So now my stacks are getting up to 7, 8. I'm going to let this phase over me. So there it is. And I'm going to get the taunt off. So now I don't have max threat. And there it is, phase 2. So phase 2 is the add phase. So I'm going to drag this guy all the way over here so that everybody can keep cleansing. There's the add. This guy right here. And as soon as this goes full, we're going to have all the bubbles go out. So at this point, we need a ton of overhealing. You see the bubbles on everybody. You see the bubbles on the main boss. We need overhealing because everybody gets 2 million absorption. And if it doesn't get healed off, then everybody blows up. And you actually need more DPS on the boss as well to get rid of his bubble, or her bubble rather. So now we have 2 adds, unfortunately. One of them needs to go down a little bit faster. The thing is, we stacked the mechanics at that point. We had a bad transition. So we should be good now. I'm going to run through the light side, and right before it runs out, I'll run into the dark to switch my stacks. But this Moon Talon isn't going down fast enough, to be honest. So there it is. I'll just force a switch on myself, just so that I can get some of these stacks down. At this point, we need the Moon Talon to go down and then immediately on the boss. And this bubble needs to be healed off of everyone. If I get to 2 seconds or less on the bubble, I like to run out of the group just in case, just so that I don't just one-shot people. I'll run back across the room, or you can taunt across the room. That's also another idea. And try to avoid that glaive. Pick up the ad, and hopefully we push phase 3 before we get another full moon here. Brittany, I'm sorry. I just saw that you even had alarm on and everything. I posted it on Twitter. I did post it a little bit late. But yeah, I try to at least let you guys know on Twitter or something like that if I'm not going to be doing the live stream. So here it is. We're about to have a full moon. There it is. The bubbles are being handed out. That means extra DPS, extra healing. Normally for this, I mean, it's a PUG, so everybody's just running around. But the easy thing to do with your guild is to actually just everybody stack up so that the AoE healing touches everybody and actually takes the maximum priority. So again, here we go. DPS the ad and then get to the boss. But the ad is the most important, because when the ad gets down below 25%, it starts pulsing for AoE damage, and it gets very ridiculous very fast. So here I'll just go ahead again right before the moon transitions over and I run out of dark, or I run out of whatever phase. I like to switch myself over so that I can be prepared to be that other color kind of a little bit longer. So here we go. The bubble was healed off of me. It seems like everybody, some range still have it. They kind of exploded. Nobody went down though. I mean, it got really close. So again, here we're gonna have the ad again, and then we should be transitioning to phase 3. Ooh, right before the ad came out. That was a good transition. This transition, we're gonna get a bigger debuff. That really what we should be doing is, Alright, so I have 2 stacks of the debuff. Hopefully I get a taunt off. I'll go ahead and whisper the other tank. Alright, so there it is. The other tank did taunt. So now with these 3 stacks, I just go ahead and relax out here. Avoid this big glaive. You guys see that? Every time it hits the wall, it does split up into more as well. So be very careful about that. And so this phase gets very heavy with AoE everywhere on the ground. So try, also as a DPS, you're going to get this lunar debuff. I forget what it's called, lunar something. Drop that on the edges of the room. That just means you're dropping AoEs on the ground. You want to go ahead and drop that on the edges. It's going to be this Starfall looking one. Hold on. This one right here is going to be your debuff. So you want to drop that in the edges so you can save some space. Save as much space as you can. And here we go, we're going to transition again. Now I want Lunar Beacon, that's what it's called. I just saw her cast it. So again, drag her to the opposite side. Uh-oh. The other tank taunted off, but they still have the debuff, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it. Yeah, phase 3 is very hectic. It's just dodge. Dodge everything, really. Dodge everything and know when to drop it. Phase 2 is handle the ad and overheal the bubbles. And then phase 1 was just split the incorporeal shot and avoid the glaive. So it gets, just like most fights, it just gets more and more difficult as it goes on. We need to run the hell out of there. Somebody dropped their lunar stacks right on top of us. I do want to keep that Thunderclap debuff on him. So we shouldn't, I mean, we can stay here at this point and just DPS her down. That glaive landed right on us. Alright, there's our first successful kill. Is this tier? It is not, okay, because I have the best in slot legendaries are gloves, so I was hoping I didn't waste it on that. There is no tier from this boss. Will I make a best in slot for Tomb? I can declay, absolutely. Best in slot for Prot Warriors for Tomb, yeah, for sure. Rip Key Wednesdays and Rip Raid Friday. I want to start streaming a little bit more regularly over on Twitch too. The thing is, last times I was streaming on Twitch, I did want to finish gearing up and leveling up my Boomkin stuff, so I was very focused on that. But now that my Boomkin's done, I can either do my tank or Boomkin, either way. And yeah, Demon Hunter, I did miss last week. I tweeted about it. I was just really focusing on the boss guides. Since I was doing the 2 boss guide videos a day, it was more than enough time to keep me busy getting that footage and then editing that footage. Let me get the hell out of here with this. Which was Aces. Background music, Pac-Man. If you want the link to it, it's a playlist that Hooves found not that long ago, so that's the playlist. Ron Jeremy's greatest hits? Oh no. Max, I feel you. I think in internet years I'm ancient too. Oh no. The stream is having some issues. I did have some issues earlier last week when I was trying to get all the Tomb recordings. I was having a lot of lag issues, so I hope it's all gone. Frontier isn't my best friend. When you sign up for one company and all of a sudden you get a letter from Frontier saying, "Hey, we're your company now." Pac-Man. Oh man, Pac-Man's hating on all the music. Pac-Man, since you're hating on the music, I expect a royalty-free playlist link from you sent to my my messages inbox by next week. Too old for Twitch, Max? Yeah. The T24 piece for Boomkin is so good. Yeah. I have two pieces, but one of the pieces is a legendary I have. Although I don't have any good legendaries for my Boomkin. I have two legendaries. One of them is Prida's, which I enjoy for Mythic Pluses. It helps. And then I have the chest piece, which just makes me heal a little bit more when I go into bear form. No, I got knocked. So here we all are in the spirit realm. I'm just gonna wait here for the ads to come back. Let's play the age game. In internet years, it's kind of like dog years, right? In internet years, I'd be dead. But I am 27. Old enough to know what a record player is? Absolutely. Absolutely old enough to know what a record player is. Old enough to have driven a manual transmission. That's by choice. I've never jumped into a manual transmission car. I've never had to. Although last time I was in the market for a car, I was going to buy a manual transmission car, but I found a better deal on a automatic. It got quiet. Yeah, it did. It did. Nobody wants to play the age game. Nobody wants to play the age game for sure. Everybody's like, nope, I'm good. I'm just gonna stay over here. How to stop conversations. Brittany can get a whole room to come to a screeching halt. I think Brittany's the youngin' here. Well, Matt, that's a lot better than any of the legendaries I have for Boomkin. I'm still waiting for one. So I ran Tomb of Sargeras last night on my Boomkin, and I could have sworn that I was gonna get a legendary because I haven't gotten one in a long time. I feel like I'm due for one, and I didn't. I didn't get a single legendary. I opened up my Mythic Plus week chest, and I did Tomb of Sargeras and nothing yet. I still only have the two legendaries on my Druid. No other legendaries, not even like my healing legendaries, anything. Just those two. So I have no throughput legendaries on my Moonkin. Just Prida's, which I actually do like, and that chess piece, which is like the second to last legendary. Brittany, I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. You mentioned graduation like 2 weeks ago, which is why I thought you were a youngin. Good quality for a moderator to get everything to a screeching halt. Yeah, sometimes we need to. Oh god, they pulled everything. Pull everything and then get all the silences. Yes. Alright, so we're running over to Desolate Host, normal mode, and I can actually tank it this time as opposed to trying to melee DPS it. So it should go a lot better than last time. This whole being snared thing and trying to get silenced is just not working out for me. Too old for video games? That's not a thing. It's not a thing. If there's one thing I've seen is that video games definitely do not have an age. Started this game when it came out. I didn't start it as soon as it came out, although I did play vanilla. I started playing a few months before BC came out. Up until then, my first big online game was Counter-Strike. I remember being very, very, very addicted to Counter-Strike for a very long time. I did a few like online tournaments and stuff like that. My first big MMO RPG was RuneScape. I think RuneScape was definitely a gateway drug. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Look at this. Look at this. Can't even see that I'm undead. Oh, there we go. Alright. She's a grill. It's official. Matt, I agree. People really knock Pridas, and Pridas before was not that great. I agree that the original Pridas was not that great. Just 2 stats. But now when its stats got reworked, Pridas is really solid. In fact, in Mythic Pluses, the large majority of the weeks, Pridas is gonna do you really, really good. Like if you have bursting, Pridas is gonna cover you on an extra stack of bursting. If you have fell explosives, Pridas is gonna get you on one of those explosives. Like Pridas is really gonna help you on Mythic Plus week. In raids, it's debatable. In raids, there's a lot of raid-wide damage that is either just completely unavoidable, or you shouldn't be failing to the mechanics. So, you know, in raids, Prida's position is debatable, but in 5-man content and Mythic Plus is amazing. So group 2 is going in Shadow, so okay, I'm going to be staying up top. Your wife thinks I have an age limit, Max? I don't think so. So, I grew up a lot on Pokemon when it first came out. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Go recently. And yeah, that game has no age limits. There's someone who hops into the group that I'm with, that we run and go do raids, that she's in her late 60s. Like, you know, games have no age limits. So I'm gonna be going to the underworld. Alright, it's fine by me. So again, I can tank the Soul Queen and the Priestesses. Those are fine. Those are the 2 big ads. But these small guys, the Soul Residues, they have no aggro table. They have no aggro table, so I can't actually even tank them. And they should be DPS down so fast that they don't even matter. And then we have the Priestesses who can be interrupted. They're gonna do really big casts, but those need to be stacked on the boss. And yeah, they do respawn from time to time, but overall, just kind of stay where the Soul Queen is. She doesn't really move, so don't, you know, just stay right there. Bring all the ads to her. D-Clay, if you're choosing between Blood and Prot Warrior, I would suggest actually doing Blood right now. They're very, very strong. They got buffed, and they're very, very strong. And yeah, Max, I upgraded my Pridas first on my Boomkin as well, because I do actually really enjoy that Boomkin. Ouch, Brittany, ouch. The undead warrior remarks. I agree, Matt. The only thing that Blood DKs are missing is a little bit of mobility. Wraithwalk does the job, but it's just barely does the job. Only thing you hate more than undead is Boomkin Max. Wow. The mod hate is real. If they could do undead Boomkins, I mean, that would be great. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a slash pull here. Let's get this done. Alright, so again, I can't really tank the soul residues, so I'm just gonna go ahead and try to cleave some of the stuff here. Go ahead and interrupt the priestesses as much as I can, but everybody should be helping out with that as well. And you guys saw that knockback there. There's a very small AoE that happens. Let me see if I can show you guys. So that's the link between two people, and they have to run and hug each other. You guys see over on the left-hand side, they're not hugging each other. So they're actually just taking a ton of damage that they could be avoiding. And you guys see that green right there? You guys have to avoid it. It comes over from the other world, and you guys should be avoiding it here on this world. It's hard to see sometimes, so I don't blame you if every now and then it hits you. But yeah, these two people should be hugging each other. Alright, the bond actually broke up after it just kind of faded out. But you guys see that? The two people hug each other, and it goes away completely. Now, the tanks never get that mechanic. Once you get Wailing Souls, what can happen is two different things. You can either all stack up in the undead world here and make AoE heals very useful, or everyone except for one tank and one healer jump out of the undead world by clicking the font, go to the live world, and then jump back when Wailing Souls is done being cast. So on your regular raid frames you see here, the cast bar, just jump back when it's done. If not, you should stack up to make your AoE heals as easy as possible. Right after the Wailing Souls, you have ads come back up. So right after that Wailing Souls, turn around, kill the ads again, and then back on the boss. But yeah, the Wailing Souls, in heroic mode, I'm assuming since you're going to be taking a lot more damage, you're going to want to jump out if you're DPS and just keep one tank and one healer here. But for normal mode, the damage is low enough to where you can actually just stay in here. And you guys keep seeing that green stuff being handed out. You guys don't like ugly chicken boomkins? Oh man. I'm a fan of the old school boomkin design and of the healer tree form. Alright, so I gotta pick these guys up. Unfortunately, I have to run through all this purple junk to pick them up. So I'm going to try to keep them here. The purple junk does eventually go away, and these ads are priority anyway. So the boss can stay over there and just keep casting on me. That's fine. I can survive that. I'm going to go ahead and pop a small trinket cooldown. Alright, there it is. Now I can run over to the boss, bring the ads over, and we should be good to go. Alright, so both ads are down, and at this point, the corporal world gets to dictate where these purple things drop, which is why I say if you're in the corporate world, you have to stick to the right hand side. Handle all the mechanics over there because they do affect our world. So if you're in the underworld, anything that happens in the overworld does still affect you. Just like this, like that flame debuff. So since it all affects you, try to keep everything on your side. So the underworld, you have to stick to the left side of the platform here, over here on this side, and the overworld should stick on that side. You use the craftable belt on your blood decay. It should give a nice little bump up. There's also the boots. I don't know how good the boots would be, but that also gives you a bit of a bump up with movement. Alright, here we have the ad. And the ad is simple. If the purple swirl underneath the ad is hollow, you run in. If the purple swirl underneath the ad is full, you run out. And that's it. The tank should be swapping this. So you see how it's full? I need to not stand in it. Not for me. Now that went off, I'm going to need to taunt it. And now everybody on my side is going to need to stand inside of it. So now that it's hollow, everybody runs into it and splits the damage. So regardless of what side you are and what the spell is called, that's the way to tell where you need to be. If it's full, you run out. If it's hollow, you run in. So this one's going to be a swirl again, and I don't know why the other tank just didn't move it away. It's going to hurt. Yeah, some people went down to that just because it wasn't moved. So the both tanks should stay on the sides of the platform, and they just taunt off each other when that gets cast. So here we go, we still have people being linked up, they need to hug each other. The other tank taunted, so now when the swirl is full, I'm going to need to run out. So here it is, I need to run out of that. And now I'm going to taunt because I'm going to stay in this time. So here it is, it's hollow, everybody needs to run in if it's hollow for you. Split that damage up, and then the other tank needs to taunt off. And you can actually one-taunt this phase if you have enough movement. Like I can heroic leap at the last second, which I've had to do with certain PUG tanks. But this is going pretty good. So this, they're going to die. Yep, that paladin actually went down because he was in the swirl. So here it is, it's hollow. Everybody should be running in and helping me split this damage. It's going to be a lot of damage because a lot of people went down, but we're good now. And now I'm going to need to run away. And every time he casts one of these things, he does get a buff, and it does enrage at the end of the day. So you don't want to let this happen too many times. But that's the whole fight. I didn't get anything. I don't know if I want to use my roll. Ooh, I can get an upgraded chest piece. So I'll use a roll. AP. Womp womp. Alright, so after this, you can either die and res to go all the way back to the beginning, or you can run it back. And the next boss is Maiden, and Maiden is all the way at the beginning, which is why you can just die and come back. Epic! You missed it? Yeah, I haven't done the first few bosses on the live stream. I started with the sister, so we're 2 bosses in. I completely hear you, Wild Witra. Wild in Wrath was when I really got into WoW, and at that time I was raiding with the #1 guild in my realm, and it was intense. It was intense doing that race to server first or to realm first. So at this point, you run over here, run back through this boss area, back up to the beginning, and run over to Maiden. Only thing I hate more than Undead is Boomkin. Man. Oh no. Oh no, Pac-Man just got the hammer. I'm not sure exactly what comment set it off, Pac-Man, but uh-oh. You were asking for it, man. Pac-Man, do you ask for bans when I'm busy with the boss fight and I can't look down at chat? Is that what you're doing? The Maiden fight, Max? Yeah. It's very reminiscent of Thaddeus in Nax. It's like, get to your side. If you don't get to your side, everyone's gonna see you fail. Everyone's gonna see that you didn't do the mechanic properly. So once you get back to the beginning of the raid, run straight over to where Illidan is. This platform is open, and you can run in there. Guitar Hero boss. Alright, so for this little gauntlet, pick a color and stick to that color. I picked green, so now I just want to run through the green. If I mess up and run through a yellow, I take 1 million damage, so don't want to do that. Alright, here we go. Keep going green. Sometimes you just gotta sit and wait. Also, if you're a demon hunter, you can just cheese it by flying over everything. So there's that. Yeah, Max, it happens. It happens a lot, actually. Whoa, we got full. We got a full. Yeah, but the thing with this boss is I've seen a lot of people fail at it, but it's one of the bosses with the least amount of mechanics, right? It's one of the bosses that's just stick to your color. Colors are reassigned, but stick to your color. And there's not much else. Stick to your color, stack up. That's it. So it's like the mechanics are very, very low, but you just see it kind of being messed up a lot. And every time you mess up, it just has such a big raid impact. That's definitely not what you want to happen right before the fucking charge smash, man. Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye to those people. Oh no, the smash again. Ooh. I split it with this guy. And that guy died. Here's another obliterating smash. Yep. 7 mil. Not enough people stacking up for trash. Oh no, D-Clay. One of your guildies is colorblind? That sucks. He has to let everybody else pick up the orbs for him at that point. Heroic leap on that? No, I just kept using charge. I had enough charges actually. I had enough intercept charges to keep me in the game on that one. Oh, we're still in this. We're still in this. There it is. Split that damage. Now everybody's stacking. I thought I was gonna come back to a fresh wipe. All right. We'll see how bad this gets when we actually pull the boss. Also, each one of the debuffs has a different icon. It's not even just a color. It has a different icon. The holy one looks like a cone, and the fell one just looks like a fell bomb. So you can actually just see the icon. One thing I'm going to be doing too very soon is creating the weak auras. And for this one, the fell and holy, I'll create one that actually it's going to say fell and it's going to say holy. So you don't necessarily need to see the color, although it'll have a color to it as well. Hashtag super died. Hashtag died so hard, became an angel. Alright, so we should be good. Let's see how it goes. I haven't done that much pugging of Tomb since last week. I just pugged it through all the way once. Got all the footage. I haven't jumped in here in a pug since then. Yeah, no problem, D-Clay. I really am creating those weak auras. They will probably, honestly, drop by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. I'm going to try to do those as fast as I can. This weekend I'm going to be looking at my logs to see all the spell name, all the spell IDs, everything I need to keep track of to start creating them. Although I do need to test them. So it might actually take a little bit more. I think Elefar is open for the first wing already, right? Yeah, so I can already test those guys out, those weak auras by just jumping into Elefar. Oh, on the stairs to get past the wrong orbs. Matt, the thing is, Heroic Leap only skips the ground floor when it's at its peak. So you need to be at the very peak of Heroic Leap, because even if you're like a foot off the ground, it counts you as being on the ground. So there's been a few things, I think like a few Mythic Pluses or something, where I've tried to avoid things using Heroic Leap, and it still counts as you're on the ground. Heroic Leap is a very weird spell. I wouldn't count on it separating you from the ground. Alright, let's give this a shot. So Holy Hammer always happens first. So we'll see. I'm the Holy Tank. So I'll run over here to the Holy area. I think we have one Fell guy standing right there. Yep, there he is. That guy. That guy is Fell. Alright, we had enough people to split this damage. There's the taunt off. And for some reason, very, very far away. Everybody's running in circles. Nope. Oh, alright. This is not good. This is not what you want. Let's get back to the center. This is getting a little ridiculous. This is getting out of hand. Alright, so we are holy. I'm not gonna pick up the orbs because the DPS they're better suited for DPSers. They can infuse you and they can infuse healers and still actually help out. So here it is. I'm picking them up only when there's other people near me where it'll affect them too. Now there's nobody. Alright. So let's keep DPSing here. As soon as the shield goes down, we're going to go ahead and interrupt that. That guy didn't get down in time. Those guys did. We have 4 people dead. This is a mess. So here's going to be another infusion. I am on the holy side still. Let's see. Nope, now I'm on Fell. Run over. Next hammer is the light hammer, so the other tank did taunt off, so that's good. It appears that the people that were doing the mess ups got filtered through. They're dead. Now we don't have to worry about too much. So yeah, now we're gonna be taking 1 light, 1 Fell, 1 light, 1 Fell. Unfortunately, 2 of my people that are supposed to mitigate me are getting sent off. Here it is. That's a good hammer. Not too much damage. Hopefully we get a taunt off soon. Here's another infusion. I am still Fell, so I'm going to stick exactly where I am. I do want to move out of the way. There's a lot of people that are down. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and taunt off after that hammer. Next one is going to be Fell. If you guys have DBM, it tells you exactly what color the next hammer is. So yeah, most of the people that were on the wrong sides, I'm assuming are dead because we're not having any more issues. Also, one of the questions that was brought up is, if I run over a dead body, does it trigger the wrong kind of spell? And the answer is no. If you run over a dead body that's the wrong color, you won't trigger a bomb. So we have these 2 holy bodies over here. They won't hurt me. So here's some of the DPSers. Watch. See, this does not trigger the bomb at all. So it's only a matter of getting the wrong energy that really triggers it. Or that triggers your raid leader as well. Alright, so now we're going to be having infusion again, and the next hammer is holy. So I'm still Fell. There's the taunt off. Here's people swapping over. I think we're good. Oh no. Oh no, that side got messed up by 1 whole person. And there's the hammer. They're going to have to take it. Alright. Wow, that was really close. I think we actually got 2 more people that died. But there's definitely 1 person that was Fell on that side that really messed that up. We don't have enough DPS. I don't think we'll actually kill this. I mean, hopefully people learn, but that's the whole fight. You just stick to your side, stack on the tank, and if you get the debuff, whenever the debuff has less than 3 seconds on it, you want to jump into the middle. So there's the hammer. That kind of looks like Fell, but it's the anti-magic of Death Knights, which I can see why that would mess people up as well. So there it is, less than 3 seconds, you jump in and turn your back to wherever you want to go. So that's one thing I learned, is that if you jump into the circle and turn your back this way, you're going to get knocked over to the other side of the platform. It's going to take you forever to get back. So wherever your group is, turn your back to them, and when the bomb explodes and knocks you up back into the group, you'll actually get knocked back to exactly where you want to be by turning your back to them. So the maximum this debuff goes is also to 10 stacks. Uh-oh. 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 They're not moving anymore. They're going to blow us all up. Yep. Of course they are. Everybody died at this point. Also, if you're gonna wipe, it's easier to just wipe up here than it is to jump down, because it's like a 1 minute fall that just takes forever. So here we go. We have to do enough DPS. Once she gets to 30 stacks, she one-shots everyone. Alright, so that was a fail boat. That was a ton of bombs being handed out in the beginning that really messed us up. It set a really bad pace. Wipe City. Here's the rips. The rips. The name of the hammer falling from the sky for a paladin? What's up, David? Welcome to the live stream, man. I hope you're enjoying that wipe so far, and hopefully it gets a little bit better after this. Pac-Man, Pac-Man, you're gonna get ban hammered again, man. You gotta be careful. The hammer that's falling from the sky really slow, you're talking about Judgment Hammer? Because she will judge you. She will cast Judgment on you so hard, Pac-Man. I completely agree, Brittany. This fight, I feel like it's simple because it has the least mechanics of any fight, but the thing is, it's punishing to everyone, right? So you have one melee that messes up. That melee runs through the group. All of a sudden, you have 7 bombs. No one's gonna be able to absorb the hammer. It's very low mechanic wise. Like, there's not a lot of mechanics, but the mechanics that are there are punishing to everyone. If it was only the person that was messing up that kind of turned into a bomb, it'd be easy to spot. But the fact that it turns everyone into a bomb, then you have no one to soak hammers, and it just starts one-shotting people. I'm glad, Max. I'm glad. You walk into your raid and you're like, don't worry, guys. I already wiped on this boss 10 times. We're good. We're good. We got it. We don't have to wipe. What are you talking about? Pac-Man's just being Pac-Man. Paladin Masterclass. I do like the classes that can do a little bit of everything. Paladin is one of them. You can tank, you can heal, you can DPS. Druids are like that too. Tank, heal, DPS. Shamans arguably had a little bit of a tank spec back in vanilla. Wasn't very good. Wasn't very good. Alright, we're short a healer apparently. So we need a healer. A prop paladin? I've actually never... I used to play a lot of Ret and a lot of Holy. Never tried prop. Yeah, a shaman tank. That'd be pretty cool if they added shaman tank, but I don't think they'll add it now, since they just added demon hunters and monks before that. Like, we've had a lot of tanking classes be added recently. It's true, Matt. If I were to be able to pick the healer that I get for like Mythic Pluses, Mistweaver or Resto Druid every time, for sure. They do really well. They're very mana efficient, and their AoE heals are really good. I don't want to say the best because I do think Resto Shamans have them. I mean, Resto Druids have them beat. You tanked Wailing Caverns on your Shaman back in the day. Just throw on some Rock Biter and go to town. You throw on the shield spec. Make sure you throw those talent points in there. Yeah. I remember that. You'd heal the frick. Alright. We're about to get our pull going as soon as everybody's here with that ready check. I think the thing that makes Demon Hunters a little bit less appealing to everybody looking in is the fact that you only get those 2 specs. If they had 2 DPS specs, I think they'd have a little bit more play. They also get a really bad rep. Demon Hunters are the new Hunters. When everybody used to call Hunters Huntards, I think Demon Hunters have that reputation now. Disc Priest for Mythic Plus. I haven't played a Disc Priest in a very long time, but for a while, Disc Priest was my preferred method of playing Priest. In Battlegrounds specifically. In Battlegrounds and just leveling up, I loved it. If you played it while leveling up, you could basically top the DPS meters and the healing meters. So I have Fell Infusion. I'm not going to get the first hammer. I run over here. Oh! Almost touched somebody. Ooh, that was a close one, Hunter. That was a close one. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and taunt off after their hammer. Look at that. They're all lined up. Like they're ready to have, like, pizza, the best ice cream in the world or something. I've never seen such a neat single file line in World of Warcraft. That's gonna hurt. Yeah, that was not enough people to split that, and I had the bomb, so it was like I couldn't do both. I couldn't take the bomb with me and take the hammer. Had to make that choice for everybody. So yeah, these guys hit the wrong one, and they're all gonna have to jump down a little. Oh, everybody jumped down on time. I thought it was gonna be a little bit too late. All right, here we go. We're gonna get another infusion. I am on the fell side right now, so I'm still on fell. Next hammer is light. That means I don't take it. Alright, we're good now. We're good. Everybody's kind of doing their thing, doing what they're supposed to. After this hammer, I need to taunt. A pure caster form of Demon Hunters would be kind of interesting. I think it's kind of there, but I don't think it could be caster 100% of the time. Because even Illidan had like his little bit of casting to him. I have Holy Infusion, so I need to switch over. Even Illidan had a little bit of caster to him, but it was only when he was meta, right? It was only when he was that kind of inner demon form. So I think to have a Demon Hunter spec that's always inner demon form would be kind of hard to try to balance around, because you would want that spec to be a lot stronger. So after this hammer, I do need to taunt off. I needed to get back into the fight, and you guys saw that I turned my back exactly where I wanted to land. So turn your back where the group is, and you'll land at the right spot. Also, for this area, when he changes to phase 2, don't try to pre-run and get there faster. If you're too close to the boss, the stun lasts forever. Not forever, but the stun lasts a very long time. So the further you are from the raid boss, the lower that stun lasts. So you just want to stay where you are. Don't try to get ahead of the group. So we'll see what the next infusion is. We have someone kind of halfway in the middle right now. So I am on the light side right now. I need to go to the fell side. Next hammer is light, so I'm not going to taunt. I need to take the fell. Alright, there we go. Ruined Demon Hunters at their perfect. They're doing pretty good right now. I think the tank and the DPS spec they have is good, but maybe they could add another DPS spec. I mean, Rogue they can do it with rogues, right? Rogues have 3 DPS specs, so I think they can add one more to Demon Hunter. I do have to switch sides. I got the light infusion. There's that one person that fell inside of our group. Yep, made everybody bomb. Thank you, Shaman. And that guy jumped in a little too late. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and have to take my bomb in. Here we go. And there's the swap again. So again, stick to your orbs. And as healers or DPS, or as healers and tanks, you shouldn't need the orbs. The tanks, you can argue picking them up does increase damage, but it's better in the hands of a DPSer. And you shouldn't be needing that extra healing for healers to pick up the orbs. It just shouldn't be necessary, especially in normal. Alright, we're gonna get another infusion. So I'm on the holy side now. Let's see what it turns into. I do get fell, so I gotta swap over. You do get a small grace period when this kind of stuff happens. This shaman is still just not switching sides. So this shaman's gonna turn into a bomb when I take the hammer unless I aim it away from him. And I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I just want him to kind of take... There it is, he switched sides. Alright, so here's the hammer. That was a ton of damage. We don't have enough mitigators over here. Just because some of the people have gone down. We have 3 people dead. So I do stay in fell on this side. And here we go. We should actually... We might have one more Guitar Hero phase. And we should be good to go. Here it is. There's the hammer. Oh, that's a lot of bombs. That's a lot of bombs on the light side. And Guitar Hero time, and then we should be good. We'll have one more infusion stage and one more area where kind of things can go wrong. But after that, we should be okay. Alright, so let's just pick these up since they're kind of going through everybody. It is the final phase anyway. It's the final countdown. Alright, so here we go. Here's the infusion. I'm on the fell side right now. I have to switch over to the holy. And taunt off because the next hammer is a holy hammer. And we should be good. Right after this hammer. Oh, right before the hammer. And I don't know if I need anything from Maiden. There is the new chess piece. So I'll use a roll. And that's a lot of haste on that chess piece. It's for sure one of the best in slots. Yay, we got AP. I'm excited. Can you tell? Yay. Now it's time for the elevator boss. Time to catch up. I did see a lot of chat with you guys. The insanity that's most groups. Are we talking about Mythic Pluses? Epic, you guys are looking for some people? Alliance or Horde? Demon Hunter healer, I don't think Demon Hunters can be healing. That'd be really weird. One thing that I found interesting was in an interview they actually said that they wanted mages to be healers. So the arcane spec should be a healing spec, and what they do is they play with time. So instead of necessarily healing you, what they do is they rewind time, and they kind of bring that into the equation, and that kind of heals you instead. So I think that would be interesting. mages as a healer, kind of weaving time together to make you avoid damage or to bring back your old state. It sounds like it would have a lot of RNG by making you try to like avoid things, throwing you to like another dimension or something like that. But it might be fun. It sounds like it would be a lot of fun. Is it worth it? Is it working to level as a tank for dungeons? Wild? Absolutely. I really like dungeon crawling. That's my preferred method of leveling. But if you're a tank, you can actually do so many quests. You can do like, you can pull everything in a quest hub and not die. So tanks are very overpowered for questing right now. More so than they have been before. And especially when you do world quests or something like that, it's so easy to quest as a tank right now. Prot warriors are the least favorite on Mythic. I really like having my Prot warrior for Mythic. Not everyone's an expert with a hammer. Brittany's pretty good with a hammer. What song is gonna be stuck in your head, Max? I'm sorry. Oh, the I was thinking about what I forgot which one it was halfway through that. They come and go. Yeah, Declay, I have no. Oh man, why did? So apparently the raid leader left, and we're gonna get somebody else to be raid leader. All right, so we're good. I don't know why somebody left, but we're gonna find some people. We're on Fallen Avatar. In case anybody wants to hop in, here it is. Yeah, I have 0 pieces of tier. At like it's terrible. But I can complain all I want, but I have gotten upgrades. I've gotten this guy right here, 940, and I've gotten I think this ring. Yes, so you brutate Argus. Yeah, so this ring, and then this neck as well. So I have gotten a few upgrades. Just no tier, unfortunately. Right, Brittany? I feel like Pac-Man is just a glutton for punishment when it comes to the banhammer. And I completely agree, Milton. It's personal accountability. It's just if one person messes up, it affects everyone. And normally what you have is in a PUG group, the person that is turning everyone into bombs, the person that is failing at that mechanic also doesn't know to jump into the hole. So not only are they turning everyone into bombs, they're also failing to jump into the hole and mitigate their own damage. So they're blowing up, making everybody take a ton of damage. 921 tank don't know the fight? Who's that? Who was that the other tank? A Chaos Caster Demon Hunter? Okay. I think it would... At that point, you would have to be wielding a staff, because I don't think you'd be using Warglaives. YouTube is messing up for you, Brittany? Uh-oh. You don't like Avatar, Max? I really like Avatar, because it's really dependent on tanks. If your tank messes up, you get to phase 2 too fast, and it's a wipe. But if your tank is good, not only do you have extra time on Avatar, if your tank knows positioning very well, you get 5 smashes in phase 2. If your tanks aren't that good at positioning, you get 4. So with good tanks, this is the fight where tanks shine, I think, in Tomb of Sargeras. With really good tanks, you get 4 shields on the Maiden, and you get 5 smashes. leading to a lot more time. With bad tanks, you get 3 shields and 4 smashes. So I think I really like this fight because it shows off what your tank is capable of. Warlord's challenge talent? Oh yeah, that I'll show the talents too. I'm using heavy repercussions right now. There's not a lot of fights that are pure magic damage in Tomb. So running heavy repercussions is actually doing pretty good for me. You're getting the DC on chat too, Epic? Huh. I know that YouTube has been having some issues with oh actually my main account is also getting the chat thing. Oh, I'm trying to see if the chat is updating at all. Yeah, the chat's having some issues. Let's see. That's gonna blank out for a little bit. Alright, we should be good. The deeps is lacking. Yeah, you also need really good deeps for Fallen Avatar for sure. If you don't have the deeps, you need to go into phase 2 basically with about 40 to 45% on Fallen Avatar. If you do better, you're gonna have a much better time. But oh man, YouTube chat really is messed up. Yeah, I'm trying to get my chat working, but it keeps messing up. But yeah, when you get to phase 2, Fallen Avatar should be between 40 to 45%. If you're higher than that, it's gonna be really hard for you to manage to find the DPS in phase 2. Blizzard is hacking my channel. It sure feels like that. This chat isn't working for me either. So on the VOD, people won't be able to see the live chat. I'm sorry, Epic. I'm trying to refresh here too. I know YouTube gaming has had a lot of issues lately. There's been a lot of cases that I've seen where people don't even get the live streams over to their sub box. So this is, I mean, some of these errors are the reason why I'm also building out Twitch. So if you guys also want to follow me on Twitch, you absolutely more than can. Mad Trade DI down. Demonic Inquisition. We haven't done that this live stream actually. We started with Sisters of the Moon. So this is how far we've gotten so far. But if we actually go with this group, Kill Jaden, I'll find another group that's right at the beginning so we can do all the bosses. Yeah, I'm trying to refresh my own chat too. Damn it, YouTube. Why are you doing this to me? Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with that chat. That's for sure something with YouTube. It's Brittany and Pac-Man still going at it. Yeah, so I have an iPad to kind of read chat that you guys type, and on my iPad chat is perfectly fine, but on my desktop, which is what I'm using to stream, it's not going on. with on my desktop. Yeah, the chat's very much broken. Also, I'll say this now while you guys are all here. I'm gonna be follow me on Twitter because I'm gonna be putting out a poll to see if you guys want me to keep streaming Tomb of Sargeras. I'm gonna be streaming Tomb of Sargeras this week and next week. And then after next week, I'll put out a poll to see if you guys want me to keep doing Tomb of Sargeras and covering that and pugging it so you guys see it, or if you guys want me to go back to Mythic Plus. So follow me on Twitter and wait for that poll. Or also, there's a few people that follow me on Twitter all the time, and every time I put out a video, they'll ask me a few things, and I try to help out. I've given people, weak auras, whatever they need help with over Twitter. So if you guys ever want to reach out to me, Twitter is a very good way of doing that. You want your hours and credits transferred, Brittany? I'll see what I can do. Right now I have 2 different bots, one for Twitch and one for YouTube, but I'll try to see if I can make them join forces. Rip chat, Max? Yeah, unfortunately. So we are getting the last summon here. So let's give a brief rundown of this boss fight. So we have these little kind of like areas where laser beams are going to come out of. And we have these little buttons on the way. I call them pyres. I know they're not exactly pyres, but these light up right before the laser beam comes out. So what happens is there's a beam that comes out and it's aimed at Avatar, Fallen Avatar, and it wants to empower him. You see he has energy. When he hits 100% energy or 100 energy, he will go into phase 2. What you want to do is delay phase 2 as much as possible, because phase 2 happens very quickly. It's on a timer. You run out of space and you die. So you want to delay phase 2 as much as possible. So what you need to do is get Maiden to actually be in the way of the beam. So let's say this one lights up. Laser beam is shooting at Fallen Avatar. You want to grab Maiden and tank her in the way of this beam so that she gets the energy instead of Avatar. Now, once she gets a 100 energy, she's going to cast a giant AoE that tries to one-shot you. What you need to do is just completely obliterate her. Do all the damage you can to her. Emmy Rose, thank you for following me on Twitch. So, do as much damage as you can to Maiden. Once her cast actually stops, you switch back to Avatar. Now, you want Avatar to be at anywhere between 40 to 45% when he gets 100 energy, and when he is getting close to the 100% energy, if Maiden is still alive, kill her, because he will grab all of her health and heal himself up. So make Maiden tank the laser beam, and make sure Maiden is dead before 100 energy on Fallen Avatar. And then once we get to phase 2, we have to tank on edges, kind of force that edge as much as we can. So we'll get a pull timer going. Let's see how this goes. So I'm going to be tanking Avatar, and let's hope the other tank kind of picks up. Actually, we'll see if the other tank picks up Maiden. Declay, thank you guys for following me over on Twitch. So you see these pyres are kind of lit up right here. That means that this laser beam is going to be next. So you'll see the laser beam happening right now. There's the laser. You want that to be completely on Maiden and not on Avatar. So there was a perfect position. Now it's too far. It was way too far. She's not on anymore. There it is. So for that, Avatar got way too much energy, and we're not in the perfect situation anymore. When that Rupture Realities is cast, you want to run away. Now you don't need to run that far. Oh, again, that Maiden should not be out there. Okay. So here it is. I'll just go ahead and tank Maiden right now. You need to swap on 2 stacks of the debuff for tanks. So you can actually let the other tank. So the other tank has 2. We should be swapping now. Maiden is going to need to be tanked right here. I'll go ahead and just keep her here. I don't know if the other tank is necessarily swapping when we're supposed to, but go ahead and keep Maiden there. Absorb all of that energy. there's a cleansing protocol. So right now, every DPS should switch over to Maiden. DPS her as much as you can. You do, if she gets that cast off, it's a wipe. So she hit 100 energy. There it is. Cleansing protocol is off. I should get a taunt off on Fallen Avatar. It's really not happening. I have 3 stacks of the debuff now. Alright. So the furthest you need to run away when this reality happens is up to here. So if you are a healer or a ranged DPSer, don't be too afraid of ruptured realities. Just run away to where the laser beams emanate, and that's far enough. That's perfectly fine. So here I am. I had to swap sides for the laser beam. Now my other stack is about to fall off, so I should be good to go to get a taunt off soon. So I'm not sure where the other tank is. I think it's this monk right here, right at my feet. Alright, so I'll go ahead and taunt off for Avatar. And now we all need to go on Maiden again. Cleansing protocol. Just DPS Maiden as much as you can. When her shield falls off, someone needs to interrupt her. There it is. So now we need to move Maiden to this beam right here. Perfect. So I only have 1 stack of the debuff. I still have to stay on here. Here's the second stack. Hopefully we get a swap soon. So there's the Ruptured Realities. You only need to get really about this far. It doesn't do that much damage in normal. You don't need to worry about running all the way to the edge of the room. It'll just result in a DPS loss. So I have 3 stacks of the debuff because the taunt off was a little late. The only other mechanic that you guys have seen is every now and then he hands out debuffs to all the DPS and the healers. They drop these fell clouds on the ground. You drop 3 of them, so just run around. Don't stand in that right there. Don't stand in any of the puddles that you create. It just does a lot of damage. And the very last debuff is the Shadowy Blades debuff, which is 3 blades that spawn right in front of Fallen Avatar, and they face a certain direction. You don't want to be in the direction of those blades. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead and do a taunt off. There's the cleansing protocol. Fallen Avatar has a little too much HP, so we don't want to force phase 2 yet. Uh-oh. We're going to need all that DPS. Okay. So we can get this Maiden to actually absorb one more kind of shield, and we're going to need to do that. So I do want to taunt off the Maiden. This is my turn to tank her, just because I do have 2 stacks of the debuff. I think I'm tanking both of them right now. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over here and let Maiden keep taking this beam. She's going to go down. There's some people that are focused on Maiden. You don't want to do that. We're forcing phase 2 right now, and it's okay. We're at 40%. I wouldn't, but alright, here's phase 2. Alright, so phase 2, we want to tank Fallen Avatar in every single edge of this platform. So I'm going to go ahead and taunt off and bring him way the hell over here. And I do mean on the edge. You see how this is like the edge? No. There it is. That's perfect edge. Don't be afraid to step in the lava a little bit. If you manage to tank in these exact edges, you'll actually be able to do 5 smashes instead of 4. If I would have stayed where I was before, you can only get 4 smashes. So walk over to the very edge of this platform. Step into the lava a little bit. You'll be fine. Now that he has Ruptured Realities, we want to run away. And I'm going to run over to this other edge here. So it's perfectly fine. I can go ahead and just taunt the boss. Make sure that I get it right where I want to. Perfect. So that's as much of the edge as I can be on. So once I get 2 stacks of this debuff, hopefully I get a taunt off. But you do want to keep staying as much on the edge as possible. So there's the taunt off. I can go ahead and just kind of mind my space over here. And you can see that we've gotten 2 smashes so far. We're going to be able to get another one if I can pull the boss right around this edge right here. Perfect. So if we actually move that boss a little bit in, there it is. So that's the perfect edge right there. If you do each one of these edges this close to the edge as possible, where you're even walking onto the magma a little bit, you can actually have 5 smashes instead of 4. So we should be perfectly fine. We have 10% left and 2 more smashes. So this is going to be the 3rd smash. The 4th one is going to be over here. And then the 5th one, we're going to have a small platform in the middle. So there it is. Just stay on this edge and drag the boss as far as you can. And we should be perfectly fine. We might even be able to beat him before this next smash, but not 100% sure. Hopefully I get the taunt off right now. I do have 2 debuffs. Alright, so not going to happen. So if he would have smashed, we would have had this small area left. So that's why I said in this fight, it really comes down to the tank. I am going to use my extra roll for these shoulders. We'll see. We'll see. Some AP? Alright, AP. Yay. So now the lava doesn't hurt because reasons. So you can just run over the lava and jump into this elevator. And we're going to go jump into Kill Jaden now. Time for Kill Jaden. What gear item level is good to enter Tomb Wild? I would say 890. 890 should be the baseline that you should look for. 885 is acceptable, but you might not be able to do like Kill Jaden and some of the other fights. But 890, perfectly fine. It's fine, Brittany. Thank you for the follow, though. You were in a pug with people in the 890 range? Yeah, 890 is perfectly fine. I mean, honestly, there's a lot of people that think that you should overgear everything. They just accept 900 pluses, but the truth of the thing is, Tomb of Sargeras drops gear at 900 item level. So why would I do content I out level? I want to do content that I can get upgrades from. So since the gear here is 900, walking in as an 890, I'm going to be getting upgrades. So walking in as 890, I think is perfectly acceptable. You're going to be getting upgrades. You're not overgearing everything. So now that everybody's here, I'm going to go ahead and start doing some of the pulls. The pulls are basically the casters and the melee guys. These casters hit hard as hell, so be careful. Yeah, those casters hit really hard. If you have some kind of magic mitigation, I highly suggest using it for those chaos bolts because they hurt. Yeah, with a 900 prop pally, you're perfectly fine to run in here. You might even get some drops that aren't even upgrades. You might even get some gear that's just not good enough to be an upgrade as a 900. That's why I think 890 or 880 is perfect to walk in here. You can do the content. You have enough gear for the oh god, you have enough gear for the content, and you're gonna be getting upgrades. And that's what everything's about. I mean, we do content to get upgrades. We don't do content, you know, just for fun. Although we do for AP. That's the era we're in now, but we should be getting upgrades. Server Warblade, I am on US to rally on. Pac-Man is leading the Ripkey guild. Also, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing with my Boomkin in terms of guild, but I might join the Ripkey guild, or I might actually be going over with Glox. You guys know him from the streams. So Glox is also doing a lot of the normal tune, running into heroic soon. We're going into heroic on Thursday, so that's how I've been getting a lot of my Boomkin footage, is taking my Boomkin over with him. You do want to keep these guys interrupted too, these blood mages, or else they're just gonna heal forever. But I only have so many interrupts. Or else they're never gonna go down. These blood mages are just gonna keep siphoning blood, and they'll never die. The AP bonus rolls are very frustrating. I mean, I'll give Blizzard credit. An AP bonus roll is less frustrating than 100 gold than it used to be, right? It just used to be like, here's 100 gold, but it's still a little frustrating. All right, there's one blood mage down. Yay! I mean, I think we're just padding meters at this point, right? Just not interrupting the blood mages, letting them heal. So with the kill Jaden fight, I much rather 3-tank it as much as I can because it just eases up the stress on the group. If you 2-tank it, you do have to use immunities on your group, and it's a lot of coordination that not every group is gonna have. You have to get like some hunters to use their turtle immunities, some ice blocks, you have to get all these little things to kind of work well together. So I would much rather 3-tank as much as I can because it takes the stress off the group, but it just means that the DPS needs to carry that much harder. Yeah, those Chaos Bolts are messing me up. Alright, somebody pulled the big guy. That's fine, the other tank wants it, perfectly fine with me. You can have that guy. 10 man on Demonic Inquisition. Yeah, I'll try to get some footage after this. If we can get Kill Jaden down, I'm perfectly fine with sticking with this group, and then since I didn't do the first, I want to say 4 bosses with this group, I can definitely find a group that's doing those first 4. Not a problem. We get to see this cutscene again. It's okay, all of those demons are dead. I don't know if you guys know that. I don't know if Khadgar knows. Also, loot the corpses because the new BOEs are selling for a pretty penny. Yeah, I'm sorry, Pac-Man. I can tell you that's not me or the stream quality or anything. It has to do a lot more with YouTube. We'll see how this goes. 2, 4, 10. Hopefully we can do this. I want to see if they want to 3-tank it because it just makes life easier on everyone. It's the new type of banhammer. Brittany's got this on lock. Cloak, turtle, and bubbles. All right, I guess we're just gonna 4-tank it. I'm also gonna show you guys with Devastator. I'm gonna be taking a lot of damage, but I should be okay. Oh, also I did manage to get a brand new mount. Got my Little Pony mount. I do like this idle animation on the unicorn. I wish all the horses had this instead. You know, this makes it a lot better. Yeah, so the chat seems to be working perfectly fine on mobile, but on PC for some reason it's messing up. All right, so we'll give Kill Jaden a shot. So basically, for Kill Jaden, you kind of tank him right near the middle. One tank over here on the left, one tank on the right. The rest of everybody else on the raid kind of on his butt. And you taunt off after Fell Claws. So one tank can take all 5 stacks of Fell Claws. They do hit really hard. If you're under geared, this is where it's going to show. But once you take all 5 stacks, the other tank taunts off. And then as the other tank, you can go and just try to help the DPS at that point. You're pretty much useless. It increases physical damage you take. So if you have 5 stacks to the debuff, you can't even take the big Armageddon, because the big Armageddon does 14 mil, and with that debuff it increases it, it doubles it, so it's going to be hitting you for 28 million. There's no way in hell you can mitigate all of that. That hammer. Yeah, so normally one of the things that we can all do is 3 tank this fight, and then 2 tanks are taking the Fellclaw debuff, and the 3rd tank is just doing Armageddon stacks. And the Armageddons, if you're doing a regular 2 tank rotation for the Armageddon, the tanks can take the first like 2 Armageddons, but after that, it needs to be immunities. Absolutely, Brittany. I'll be doing that breakdown. So I've been running logs for every single fight. I think I've been keeping logs. No, I haven't been keeping logs right now for streaming because it'll slow down the stream. So I've been keeping logs every time I jump in here, and I will for sure be releasing the breakdown. I'm gonna finish the boss guides. I'm gonna do the weak aura before the breakdown, but I'll do custom weak auras and then that. Alright, so drag him all the way there. Hopefully nobody stacks on me. Here's the big Armageddon, so hopefully it's behind me. Nobody's going to it. Oh man. So I had to pick that up. It should have been the off tank because I currently am actively tanking. So you guys will see. 1 fell swipe is fine, 2 is fine, 3 is fine. Once we get to the 4th and 5th one, it's gonna hurt like hell. So there's the 5th hit right there, and there's the other tank taunting. So we should try to position kill Jaden again. This is not the right position to have him in, but once I pick him up after the fell claws, I'll move him. So here's the fell claws on the other tank. We'll see how badly it hurts monks. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drag kill Jaden over here so we can all stack. This bomb is going to knock us all over the place. And there it is. Hopefully nobody runs through the front of kill Jaden, or they're just going to get slapped around. Here's the fell claws. So I can't absorb the big Armageddon anymore, so we see somebody back there is going. And I had to pop another cooldown for this fell claws because it does hurt like hell. So there it is. I lived perfectly fine. Hopefully the other tank taunts off any day now. Ooh, the other tank is dead. Okay, the other tank might have fallen off the map. No, the other tank is right there. So I don't know what happened to the other tank. There's the ice block on the big Armageddon, and every other Armageddon after that has to also be soaked. So I don't think we're going to be able to kill Jaden on this one, but I'll be able to show you guys exactly what happens. So phase 2 is just more Armageddons, and then this flame. People need to stand in between, mitigate this damage. And then we have more Armageddons. and more of the nonsense on the ground, more of the fire debuff. So here's the Armageddons. I can go ahead and soak this big one. And there's the soak. I did have to pop one cooldown because I don't have a lot of Ignore Pain going on right now. But this is gonna be a wipe once we get to phase 2 because there is no other tank. It's just me right now. And that didn't help either. So here's gonna be the wipe with the Fell Claws. I should go down. I'm not at full yet. But you guys can see Devastator does work, but these Fell Claws still really hurt. So once I get that 5 stack, it brings me down to 40%, and every melee hit I take is just knocking me way down. So that's why I was running Indomitable. It was making me feel less squishy, but it's completely doable with Devastator. There's nothing wrong with running Devastator. At this point, I'm dead. No way you can survive taking all 10 stacks. Maybe if you pop Shield Wall and a few other cooldowns, but not an ideal situation. So hopefully the next pull is better. I'm willing to try a little bit with this group because we've been doing everything since Sisters of the Moon. So we'll see how it goes. I've got faith in this group. He's being quiet, Pac-Man. Yeah, thank you for that dedication, everyone. I don't know why mobile works out. Rip raid, yeah, that was a rip raid. The second that one of your tanks, the other reason that I really like 3 tanking this fight is if one tank goes down, that other tank that was only on Armageddon jobs can now jump in and do Kill Jaden. Since Kill Jaden has that high burst with the Fell Claws and throwing out that debuff, sometimes things happen and people die, and you need that extra tank. But for now we're doing okay. This fight isn't on farm for PUGs yet. It's still progression. It's still very much like drops upgrades for everyone, so it's okay to wipe a few times on Kill Jaden. I know last night we were still wiping on this, so they also now added an enrage timer on Kill Jaden, which is less forgiving than it was last week. So for some reason this week Kill Jaden is harder than last week because of the enrage timer. So we can get a few summons here, 2 summons, and we're good to go. That wasn't a bad first attempt at all. Most of the mechanics were there. The first Armageddon wasn't, and that worries me a little bit, but after that, all the mechanics were there. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure why that tank died. I don't know what got him. The bomb landed, and I don't know what killed him. You want the horsey epic? Yeah, dude, I was able to get 2 mounts this last week out of nowhere. I got this one, which is from the Dreamweavers, and I also got the invitation for the Fox mount, which I don't have, the one from the Nightfallen. So I managed to luck out and get 2 RNG mounts this week. The Fox mount is too old now. Yeah, I never got it. I stopped doing Suramar quests. I stopped doing the what is it called? The army, the world quest where you jump down there with your little zombie pets. I stopped doing that. So for me to finally get it just from emissary caches, it was pretty cool. Yeah, chat is still having some issues for me, guys. So sorry about that. I keep trying to update it, get it working, but no, it's still having issues for me. I can see it fine on mobile, but I can't get it up on the screen here. So we'll get another pull going on Kill Jaden. We're just getting some. Okay, so they want me to soak first Armageddon. Alright, so I'm going to be picking up the first Armageddon. So what I'll do is go soak the Armageddon and then taunt off Kill Jaden, so that then the other tank, can pick up the next Armageddon, so that they don't have the debuff. So my job is to build up as big of an ignore pain as possible, soak up the Armageddon, which is actually blockable, and that's amazing, and then run back, taunt off, so that the other tank can do it while I tank Spellclaws. I am a tank, Chaotic. I am. So let's jump in there and see how this goes. So I'll go ahead, move him again. Alright, so the other tank did pick him up, so that I can get that first Armageddon. I wanted to move Kill Jaden a little bit closer to the middle, but it is what it is. Alright, so I threw up my shield blocks, blocked some of that. You guys see how much damage that was? Not that much at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to get a taunt. No, nah, it's not worth it at this point. Because that Spellclaws is actually a frontal cone debuff, and if I would have taunted, every melee would have gotten hit by it. So the other tank should not pick up the next Armageddon. So here we go. Spellclaws. I do pop Demoralizing Shout every time there's a Spellclaws coming out, because it hurts like hell. So if you guys are warriors, make sure to pop your Demoralizing Shout or another cooldown. Demoralizing Shout or Absorption Trinkets. I should be getting a taunt off right now. I don't know why I still have the boss. Okay. This increases physical damage by 100%, so that's why even auto attacks just about kill me. Oh no, and I got that Spellclaw. The other tank decided to run over to the Armageddon. Alright, so I have one stack of Spellclaws. Hopefully it won't one-shot me on this. We'll see. I have my shield block up. Ooh, okay, I can survive that. But not everybody else. One of them didn't get absorbed. The way that you know that the Armageddons don't get absorbed is this giant pylon that's broken on the floor. So right here, make sure you split that, and that's it. This is gonna be a wipe for sure. Yeah, this is. So I'll show you guys right now. No one's gonna absorb some of these. They turn into like this debris on the ground that you can easily spot. That means it wasn't soaked. So if you see that, that's who messed up. So that's an easy way to see. So we'll actually go ahead and just leave this group and try to find a brand new one, because they do want to take a 10-minute break. The leader said, "Be right back, 10 minutes." So I'll go ahead and leave, find a new group, and we can go ahead and get the first 4 bosses down, so we can see a lot more content this way. Or we'll see. Let's see if who's the leader? Yeah, the leader's still dead. He hasn't released. And there's a few people leaving, so that's fine. We'll find a new group. You've been doing all the world quests for Withered, for legendaries? That's a lot. Yeah, I've only been doing world quests for the brand new legendary stuff, the brand new legendary upgrade, and emissaries, really, because emissaries, you know, have that. So it's just, I don't do too many world quests. I go to the Broken Shore and I do those world quests because they also, those caches have a chance of having the upgrade item in it. Alright, so let's see. Oh, that group has no one in it, so we'll see. We'll see if we can jump into one that at least has some people here. Fresh run with already a good amount of people in it. This is interesting. You're a blood DK. I am playing on Horde. I'm a prot warrior playing on Horde. So I'll go ahead and run back. 893 and 2 Legos. Chaotic. You can run in there. You can run into normal TOS and start getting it done. Thank you, Milton. And yeah, 10-minute break, Milton. That's too much for my blood. If it was still my first time trying to get Kill Jaden down, I'd stick around. But we can find another group and get the first few bosses down. The first 3 or 4 bosses are relatively easy. The first one for sure, Demonic Inquisition, can have some hiccups. Someday, Brittany, someday. I'll show you guys my old Alliance tunes at the end of the stream. So we'll go ahead and just run in, even though the group is still forming. We need 2 healers and a little bit of deeps. So if you guys want to see the group, there it is. We need a few healers, a few DPSers. Discord is required. They did link Discord, so let me go ahead and join that. Oh, that cutscene. Look at him coming out from the depths of hell. You're getting stuck on Inquisition? Oh no. That's a relatively easy fix though. You just need a little bit of communication for that boss. The biggest reason why people fail at Inquisition is simply because the tanks are just kind of there's no one tank that's out actively tanking. So the easy solution is to keep one tank in there at all times until the other tank needs to run out. I missed out on all the Elite Sauce heals. I played Alliance for what, the better part of 8 years. So the cool thing about these ads is that they walk really slow, so as a tank you can run in, build up some threat, and just kite them around the room. The bad part is they're immune to taunts, so you just need to actually build up your threat and hold it, keep it. Oh, this is set to heroic. I don't think. Nope, not supposed to be. I'll go ahead and run out. I'll run out, run back in. D Clay, have a good night. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching the stream. Illidan's glaive has changed. I haven't taken a look at that. Known as the server better. Yeah, Pac-Man's on Terralion now. You're on Dalaran? Epic. Glox is on Dalaran too. Glox in his guild. Uh-oh, the Warcraft devs.
I'll head over there in just a moment. I'm making some flask real quick, and then I'll be right there.
No major changes from Warcraft devs. They did hotfix the quest that's for this week, which I'm glad. It says we can zone in. I still see it. Okay, it says it's normal. Alright. You have a baby druid? Yeah, it's on normal now. Alright. I'm not sure, Epic. You would need to talk to him about that. I don't know if they're having tryouts or applications. I know that their healer and tank positions are full. They're mostly looking for deep. So if you want to, I can get you in contact with him, but you would need to probably go deeps. And I'm not sure of what process he would be doing for recruitment. What are the bosses that are tank and spank? Chaotic? I would say this boss is relatively easy. The first boss is pretty straightforward with tank and spank. And let me take a look. Let me bust out the list. Harjatan for tanks is easy. It's harder for everybody else, but for tanks it's pretty easy. Sisters of the Moon is easy for tanks as well. And I would say Fallen Avatar has a little bit more work, but also pretty easy. And Maiden. As long as Maiden is all about which side are you on and what debuff you have. But every other fight has a lot more boss mechanics. Demonic Inquisition is definitely heavier on tanks. Mistress can be heavier on tanks with ad placement. And Kill Jaden is definitely very difficult on tanks. So yeah, I would say there's some relatively easy. Charles Little, thank you for the sub. Thank you for joining and subscribing again. And I think again. The new item level rewards for Mythic Plus from the dungeon. I don't know the chart off the top of my head, but I know it scales all the way up to plus 15. And I think at plus 15, the maximum you can get is 940. It's either 940 or 945, and I can't remember exactly which one, but you can do all the way up to plus 15, and you should be getting upgrades. Unless I'm thinking of only the chest at the end, but I'm pretty sure it scales up to plus 15 now. Absolutely, Milton. I completely agree that when it gets to that point, having subscriber events would be very fun. Once we have enough people to fill up a raid, like let's say we just do this normal tomb, it would definitely be really fun to do that. Completely agree. And the affixes for this week are teaming, explosive, and fortified. This week isn't that bad. This week, honestly, probably a 5 out of 10. It's a good average with explosive. You guys can hear DP. You guys can hear the Discord too.
Is everyone in here?
And people are arguing already. This is off to a good start. I'm glad the first few bosses are relatively easy, even if people are arguing.
Guys, if you're in Discord, hit not ready.
You're gonna catch on. You're gonna catch on.
Just
Only if they're in Discord.
There you go, Pac-Man. 159. Oh, Pac-Man, but sometimes you split the viewership between this and your other account. There's also like ranks attached, but I do need to fix those commands. I think Brit is stealing coins for sure. There's also people were arguing. All I heard was the only argument I heard was, well, that's a complete lie. I did all of that damage last time I was in here, so I'm not I'm not sure what they're arguing about, but definitely something to do with Jeeps. They changed the glaives. Oh, that's right. These are like giant fell beams now. You know why they changed the beams actually, Chaotic? They're gonna give the Warglaze of Azzinoth to someone else, no? When we do Black Temple, or maybe Illidan just isn't holding them anymore? Alright, we're gonna pull some trash. It might have something to do with us getting artifact weapons and shit like that. There is a mechanic where you guys can bet. Except I don't. Let me see what it is. You guys can do exclamation point flip coin, and that's the gambling. If you guys want to gamble your coins away, or get more. To check your coins, you do exclamation point and the $sign for the currency. So you guys can check how many coins you have with that, and then gamble with flip coin. I think you have to do flip coin and a actual money amount. So you can do like flip coin and 10 or something. Not sure if you can do that command, Pac-Man. I don't think that's valid. Ooh, let's see. BOE epic, money. Okay. Oh no, Galox is here. Hey Galox, do you guys have an application process? Do you guys have an app somewhere? I'm asking for a friend. So they're giving the breakdown to this boss. This boss spawns pillars. You want to hide behind him if you're targeted by Infernal Star, which is an arrow coming out of the boss. If you're targeted by an AoE, get away from everyone and from all pillars. No app, just bring Reese's. Look, I'll bring as many as you want, but just don't make me eat them. Thank you, Chaotic. For the tanks, this fight is very easy. You just swap on the debuff, and the debuff throws an AoE underneath you. Just gotta run away. Make sure no one is in that debuff. It applies an armor break, so you can't tank for that armor break. When Goroth gets up to 100% energy, he throws a giant AoE that you need to hide behind the pillar. That's it. Just hide behind pillars when you're targeted by the arrow or 100 energy, and if you get a debuff on you, get away from everyone and from every pillar. The flip coin isn't working? Huh. Let's see. Enable coin gambling. It's supposed to.
You are correct. I do know this. So go ahead and give us that full time. Is everyone here? So that is the magic.
Everybody's in.
We are missing no one. Okay.
Give it another shot, Brittany. Type in flip coin like 10 or something. Flip coin is just supposed to be gambling.
Let's do it off the bat, right?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, Galax, I completely agree. That Kill Jaden fight was getting out of hand. Alright, so we're gonna be tanking here on Skull. You guys see the pillars are gonna be coming up right now. And then that's the AoE. You need to get the hell away from everyone and from all the pillars. That AoE actually destroys the pillars, which you do need.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And that's the arrow. If you get targeted by that arrow, hide behind a pillar to break that damage. If you take all that damage without hiding behind a pillar, it's a ton of damage done to the raid. So you do want to hide behind a pillar. Here's the tanking debuff. You just move out of the way, and then you get a debuff that is an armor break. You see that for 20 seconds. I can't actively be tanking. So want to be careful with that. He's at 92 energy. Once he hits 100, we'll hide. So here's 100 energy. There's a cast. Hide behind a pillar, or else this does a ton of damage to you and actually kills you. Alright, there it is. More pillars on the ground, more debuffs, and that's it. That's the whole fight. This first fight is relatively easy, and this is about as close to tank and spank as it gets. You just have to hide behind for one thing as a tank and taunt off each other. There's the arrow debuff. You guys will see he's hiding behind 2 different pillars, and he mitigates that damage just fine. And there's more pillars. The pillars don't have an AoE debuff on the ground, they just kind of have a texture on the ground. So we're going to have another debuff. The tank is going to need to run away. I need to swap. Actually, we get the burning first, so we'll hide and be perfectly fine with it. Alright, so the other tank got the debuff. I taunted off. That tank took that burning to the face just fine. Also, one thing to note about the pillars, they do also break if you make the boss walk on top of them. So if I were to drag this boss back here and he walks over that pillar, he does break it, but you don't want to do that. The more pillars, the better your chances are at success. So here we go. We have the arrow and this on me, so the arrow is going to be tanked by that pillar, and we're good. Pac-Man won. You guys are gambling your life away already. Alright, so this boss should go down. We're gonna get a few more debuffs, a few more stars going out, but everyone's understanding the mechanics. Oh no, I'm gonna die. One thing to know about those pillars is that you can't run through them. They're very solid. And so I thought there was a little bit of a gap, and there wasn't. So I have to pop a few cooldowns to live that. It is fire damage, I believe, so you can actually pop Spell Reflect to live through that. So there it is. There's a fight. Free loot. Hey, brand new shoulders. With haste. They aren't necessarily an upgrade, but some new transmog. Look at that. Looking like a paladin masterclass. Max, I just want you to know that I want to be like you with these shoulders.
Look, I got artifact power on that bonus roll.
Hey, congratulations.
Alright. This next boss is mid.
Oh no. Oh no, I have the flip coin max set to 32 because I thought that was an error. So I'll reset that limit right now. I tried to reset the limit so that you guys could do the command to test it out again. I'll reset it. the more pillars on Mythic is deadly. I haven't ran into Mythic Tomb yet. All right, let me see. Let me edit this gambling so that you guys can gamble your lives away. You want to hammer the bot? Don't do that. We need that bot. It keeps track of all your coins. There should be no limit to gambling. You guys can gamble your lives away. Alright, so here we are. For this boss, there's 2 areas. So there's 2 areas. One is inside of Belak's jail. You can stack the bosses up if you know exactly when to run them out. My suggestion for when you're learning this fight is to get them a little closer than they are now, but not a 100% overlap. You don't want them to be perfectly overlapped. There it is. Brittany's just winning all the coins at this point. Gambling her life away. Oh no, you guys don't have to spend your coins this way. It's just, I just wanted to let you guys know for another command. But definitely, I'm gonna be using the coins on something else, which I'll try to get it set up for right after we have the poll. So I'm gonna do 2 weeks of Tomb, let you guys build up some more, and then right after that, I'll try to see what I can do with those coins. But you don't have to use them on this. You just saw a video on the, yeah, I did my boss guide on this guy already.
Yeah, there's a couple of their abilities that apply a lot of torment to. I know Belak has a couple that can be interrupted. It should tell you if you have deadly boss mods.
So yeah, I'll be doing something with the coins relatively soon. So I'm going to be doing Tomb of Sargeras specifically this week, and next week Tomb of Sargeras only. And then after that, if you guys follow me on Twitter or if you're a patron, I'll be putting out a poll, and you guys can vote to what content comes next. If it's going to be Mythic Pluses again, or if it's going to be Tomb, whatever you guys want to see. So after that, I'll try to build something from now till then. And the coins are earned. You get 2 coins every 10 minutes. So that's the current system of having it. And I do also have a record of how much everybody has, so that I can keep that in mind when I make the prizes.
I'm pretty positive we're not going to do this on our first try.
I'll have a watcher base with 0 coins. No, Milton, I'll get something done. I'll get something ready. Oh no, Brittany's gonna bribe me to go back to Alliance? Uh-oh.
I'd like to one-shot it all, but
Having everyone in voice is super helpful to that, because you don't want too many people going in to confess at the same time.
yeah.
Likewise, you also don't want,
I think this was Desolate Host, and
Alright, so we should be able to get these first few bosses down just fine. We started the other group with Sisters of the Moon, but we should be able to do Goroth, Demonic, Harjatan, and Mistress perfectly fine with this PUG. It seems like everybody knows what they're doing. They're also, if you guys hear voices, I'm on Discord with them, so they're taking their time to explain everything. These guys know what they're doing, so we should be fine with this group. Epic, there is, once we get enough of a viewer base, that's definitely something that we can do. When I'm on Twitch, so if you guys do follow me on Twitch, when I do get on Twitch, I specifically grab viewers to do runs with. So like on Twitch, it's more laid back. Like here on YouTube, I want to show you guys content. Answer your questions, just be very informative, straightforward, to the point. But on Twitch, it's more laid back. I'm gonna be running Mythic Pluses. I might be running a little bit of raids. There's no like strict content regulations that I have for myself on Twitch. And on Twitch, I actually just take whoever's there. So we have Brittany. No, not Brittany. I'm sorry. We have there's Demon Hunter and I think like 2 or 3 other people that always. I'm sorry. I was reading chat and I saw Brittany. There's a few people that always jump in on Twitch with me and they just do runs with me all the time. So if you guys follow me on Twitch, you guys can actually jump in and do all this stuff with me. And yeah, we have the Rip Keon Ty whatever Leon type. But if you guys have any Horde characters, you guys can hop in with me. If you guys see what kind of groups I'm in, thank you, Pete. Thank you, Pete, for subscribing here on YouTube. If you guys see what kind of groups I'm in here when I join the PUGs here, you guys can always jump in with me. But on Twitch, I specifically make it a point to create groups, get you guys in, and then run stuff with you. All right, so we're doing the monkey dance. So the other tank did say that they were going to be jumping in first. So hopefully they do that. Alright, so they changed it up. So the other tank decided to stay out there. I'm going to go ahead and jump in, cleanse off. So at this point, you see him casting this right here. That's going to be, you don't want to touch him. So I do want to jump back in, clear my stacks again, because the other tank is going to need to clear up very, very soon. So I'm going to let him go ahead and run in. You did see him kind of pour in. When this Bonesaw is going off, you don't want to touch this boss at all. So I'm going to go ahead and tank him way over here again. But yeah, this boss fight, there's certain moments when you can't touch each boss, where you're going to need to rotate. This melee boss, Artigan, or Atrigan, you can't tank him when he's doing Blade Storm. That's when you really want to avoid him. And the other guy, you don't want to hit him when he's doing his cast that actually throws fire underneath him, called Fell Squall. Alright, so I did get a taunt off. I'm going to go ahead and jump in. You guys see my torment bar down here is very high. So what I want to do is just go ahead and take this guy and pick up the arcane orbs. You want to dodge the fell, but pick up all of the arcane orbs. So I'm going to stay in here a little bit. My other tank just barely picked up the other boss, so shouldn't need a swap anytime soon. I'm just going to go ahead and generate these arcane orbs for everybody else that jumps in. Alright, so I've helped out, I want to say 4 or 5 people. I don't see anyone else jumping in, so I'm going to go ahead and jump out. And after he takes this spell scythe, this scythe sweep right here, I'm going to taunt off. Also with Belak, he does do that whole Pangs of Guilt cast, and you want to have like 4 groups set up to interrupt him on rotation. You don't want to have that cast go off at all. It does do a big AoE. So after this Bonesaw, I'm going to run him right back to Skull. Alright, and there's the Tauntaun, so I'm going to go ahead and jump back in. And that's all this fight is. This fight is about rotating the debuffs, basically. So if my Torment is high, then the other tank needs to come out and help me out. Taunt swap. But if not, then I just go ahead and stick around here. Alright, so it looks like the other tank does need a little bit of help. So I'll go ahead and taunt off, let him know that I'm here, and he should be able to run in just fine. Oh, he's going to take that side sweep with him? Okay, that's fine. I thought he was going to go ahead and just hit the rest of the group with it. I do want to position him a little bit better. So yeah, you can stack the bosses a little bit. There's no need to keep them that far away, but whenever they do their cast that you can't touch them, that's when you want to split them up. So if you are very aware of what you're doing, then you can go ahead and tank them together and just move them right before that debuff. I don't know why. I think I clicked close on the extra roll. I don't know if I needed anything from here. Oh, I did need a helm. Rip. Watch the fucking tail. You never get alerts from Twitch? That sucks. Alright, after that, we're gonna go ahead and do Harj. What's his name? Harjatan.
Yes. For those who don't have the quest here, I'm sharing it now. Khadgar gives it out in Profiles.
Use the Pillars of Creation.
Jump to phone for chat. Yeah, if you guys want a chat that isn't broken right now, mobile is working just fine, but even on my PC, chat is broken. So on this VOD, when it goes up on YouTube, the chat will be broken. But yeah, if you guys want to be able to chat, for some reason it's working fine on my iPad and on everyone's phone. So if you have some kind of mobile client for YouTube, that's going to be working. But right now they're having a lot of issues with their chat apparently. Completely broke. The quest is bugged. I just saw a tweet, Jason, that the quest just got hotfixed today. So hopefully it did. I haven't actually been checking my quest log, but I did see a tweet about an hour ago that it got hotfixed. But yeah, last night it was for sure bugged. I didn't get any credit on my Boomkin. At least that's the tweet that I saw from the dev. So hopefully it is fixed. If not, then they at least know about the issue, but I hope it's fixed. Yeah, it's easy enough with 2 tanks, Milton. But if your tanks are having some communication issues, 3 tanks works perfectly fine too. You just throw 1 tank in the jail and just keep them there. You don't have to worry about it. It'll be fine.
Pretty simple. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
So they're going over the strategy right now.
He's gonna have a big thing that he's gonna do every now and then, and everybody needs to soak it. There's also gonna be
Here, we can do this so you guys can hear that.
You need to burn the ads quickly because they spawn like little fucking water spots on the ground which do damage. After a while, he'll do some ability that makes all the water spots come back to him. Just watch out when they're on the way back to him. I know I'm terrible at describing.
That's really it. He doesn't need to do much else. He does start handing out. Ooh, Pac-Man. Ouch. That one hurt me, Pac-Man. I don't know if you have the currency for that anymore. That was too much, Pac-Man. That was way too much.
Drenching slew.
have that one thing we all need to soak. Like there's gonna be a big thing, and boss is doing a big windup. So move over, everybody soak that. Otherwise,
He won it back? Oh, there you go. Jeez. He's just, no.
Everybody's already run this rave.
Pac-Man, you need to stop while you're ahead. Alright, so I'll follow the lead of the tank whenever he decides to start tanking. And then we're good to go. You want to face this boss towards the raid, split all the damage. What another strategy you can do is actually turn the boss only on Unleash Fury. But every now and then you might forget one. It's just gonna one-shot you, so if you just want the TLDR lazy version of it, just face him towards the raid the whole time. He's gonna hand out water debuffs, run those out, and then when he draws them in, spread out. Spread out until his debuff goes away. And as soon as his debuff goes away, you want to run back in together. What are they betting for? Right now, nothing. Right now, it's just currency, chaotic. But in a few weeks, I wanted everyone to kind of build up a little bit of currency so that I can start doing things with that currency. So in a few weeks, I'm going to actually start doing things with that currency. And I'm still not 100% sure on what all of the currency things will be, but I'll have something built out. Yeah, there's a little bit of this.
And that's basically just going to wipe us. So that's pretty much the only other thing I can think of.
Yeah, his enrage timer's kind of short.
For right now, you can check how much currency you have, and it'll be used. We will be using that currency. Alright, so we are going to turn the boss around. They do want to go with that strategy. Perfectly fine. Next, unchecked rage. So we need to flip him around for that. You also want to tank swap at 4 to 6 stacks. So there is just this very basic kind of bleed. So you do want to swap with that stack.
Is that where you want to be dropping the shuttle? Or you want to drop it farther out?
That's alright. Just try not to drop them on melee.
And the rage hit actually happens when he fills up on energy, so you do want to be careful with that. Now that he actually has this buff, you'll see he has that frigid blows. You do want to spread out for frigid blows because he's going to start throwing out water puddles at a random person every time he hits. Here comes the unchecked rage, and hopefully that did hit kind of hard, but we'll be fine. For the next one, I will flip him. So next one's happening in 5 seconds. I'll go ahead and flip him. 3, 2, 1. And with this boss, just like any other boss, DPS the ads immediately. You don't want to hang around with them too long. So I do have a lot of these debuffs. Hopefully I get a taunt off soon. So there's the unchecked rage. I thought the tank was one of these DPSers that was over here running out. So you do want to split that unchecked rage as soon as he casts it. And he does cast it right after drawing in. Ooh, that unchecked raid shouldn't have enough people here. So yeah, these the gladiators that spawn, they have no aggro table. They just kind of start following people. So be careful. You can't really pick those up. The wave menders you can, but it's not your biggest priority. They should be DPS fast enough to where you shouldn't have to worry about it. We are going to get another draw in right now. There it is, and then we'll start getting the frigid blows, and then right after that will be an unchecked rage, which he'll probably die by the time he does the unchecked rage. So again, right after the draw in phase, you do want to split out to kite those, or to bait those pools outside of him so that he doesn't actually drop them on top of everyone. And I can't use... Oh, I must have ran out of coins. Yeah, I ran out of coins. Okay. Ran out of coins for the week. RIP. I was wondering why it wasn't coming up. You guys are betting all sorts of stuff.
I'll show you my tips video tonight.
Oh no, you guys are... Pac-Man, you're losing too.
We supposed to drop down here. We're going.
Nope, go around because of world bosses. Or the world quests. Now you take a right to get up.
So yeah, we'll run over to the Mistress right now, and those will be the first 4 bosses that we skipped over.
Just go charge it at
It's really sad that I'm gonna go do that lane 40 room.
I think that is really sad. Why are you gonna vendor it?
If you guys can hear the Discord.
Or to make people think. It's just itemized fucking awful. It's got versatility on it.
Ribkey, we have had a few wipes today. Not a ton of them, but we've had a few wipes today.
I mean, I'm sitting at 880 on my necklace, but it's like I would basically...
Alright, so this is the world boss this week. I don't remember what he does, but it's nothing too crazy. That's what it is. He just does a sonic screen debuff that is a frontal cone. That's it. There it is. Just gotta move out of the way. Not a big deal. Oh man, the betting is still going on. Pac-Man, I brought you this vice, and now you're addicted. Is this normal? Dexter, is what part of this normal? All of the betting going on, or which part of it? There it is. Got the world boss down. Alright, now these ads summon a ton of AoE stuff on the ground. So we'll see how this goes. You just have to not stand in much of the AoE that they drop, which is... It's hard to do it, because it's just a ton. So you see some AoE behind me, some AoE in front of me. You want to try to avoid as much of it as possible. The raid, yeah, this is relatively normal. Tomb of Sargeras normal isn't too bad to find a good pug for. And now I'm just gonna be stunned forever with these shots. Yeah, if you find... What I find is the best pugs to run into are the ones that require Discord, because they want people that are responsive and communicate. And if you mess up, you can kind of tell them, I'm sorry, I realize I messed up, I'll do a little bit better. But if a pug requires Discord, it's probably for a reason, and it's probably going to be a little bit better than the ones that don't. Especially while, you know, right now TOS isn't on farm for pugs. I realize that a ton of guilds have it on farm, normal, easy mode, that's fine. But for pugs, there's still a lot of failing at mechanics. So if it requires Discord, your runs can go relatively smoothly. Also, if they require like 890 and above, you're gonna have a good time with Discord and an item level requirement. You'll be good. No more coins. Pac-Man, you bet them all? Oh, you have 200. Wow.
I need to split my gold.
Yeah, this fight gets very heavy. So, summons ads are number one priority. The ads drop ink on the ground. Hide behind the ink to avoid the whirlwinds. When the jellyfish come out, you want to avoid it unless you have a debuff that looks like a little mouse. I forget what it's called. The jellyfish removes that debuff. If not, it just stuns you. So tanks never get that debuff.
Oh god, you're a gnome. No wonder I fucking see you. Awesome.
You should be able to like reroll stat weights on shit. I miss reforging.
No.
Why did they take that out?
If you find a good pug of a guild group, yeah, you can actually do that too. There's some guilds that just really like their homey feel and they don't have enough people to run every single time, and it's easy to jump in with them. They might be 8 out of 10, you know, they might be 8 people out of 10. You just need a few people to fill the spots and you're good. Yeah, Chaotic, don't get influenced by Pac-Man. Bet on a wipe or not. There is raffles that I can do as well, where the highest bidder. What is this? Tournament favor. I'm just ice skating now. Look at this. Ah. It's here.
Those seaweed.
Yeah, they're discussing. So if you get pugs that have Discord, you can get pugs like this. Like, you know, these guys are breaking it down for everyone that hasn't done it before. Oh, I thought this guy was in the water, but no, he's just using the world enlarger or something. So yeah, if you guys join pugs that have Discord, you guys can join pugs that people break down stuff for everybody else. It's very good, very straightforward. And if people aren't doing the breaking down, like when I first got my footage last week, when I was doing all the footage, I was the one on Discord telling everybody this is what's gonna happen, that's what's gonna happen, you need to avoid this, and if no one else takes the shot caller role or the leader role, then you need to do it yourself. So it's very important to note that if you want pugs to go well, you also should be leading the pugs yourself. So that guy pulled accidentally, so we're just gonna reset that boss. Do you think the bot died? I don't think the bot died. I think it's good.
It's pools on the ground. Take the pool and drop it off.
There it is. You see, the bot's still going strong. The bot can't keep up. That might be something else. Yeah, there's not a lot of bots for YouTube. I want to say there's only 2 bots that work for YouTube, and this is one of them. Still in development, very much a beta. Brit, don't do it. Don't do that. Alright, we're going. I won't be tanking first. I'm gonna get the first swap. So on the Burden of Pain cast, that's what I need to taunt off on. So there it is, Burden of Pain. I go ahead and taunt off. Here are the ads. Go ahead and pick them up and make sure they die as fast as possible. These ads drop ink on the ground. You're going to need that ink to hide behind... Not that ink, that's the hunter trap. You're going to need the ink to hide behind tornadoes. So you see that ink? It looks nice and green. So wherever the tornadoes come from, which they can come from any side of the room, hide behind that and they disappear. And you can just chill back here. And there's a burden of pain on me and the taunt off. And there's more ads here. So go ahead and pick up the ads as best as you can and get those down. Now these second set of ads, you probably want them to survive a little bit more just because the tornadoes aren't coming for a while, but you can get away with killing them now. Here's the hydro shot. You do want to split that. So everybody should be standing in the way. There wasn't enough people, so the guy still went down. Here's a taunt off. And we will be having the tornadoes soon. So again, make sure you hide behind these stacks of ink, which actually are completely gone. So you want to kill these guys now. So hopefully these guys go down in time. Perfect. We got 2 of them down, 3 of them down. There it is. So now the tornadoes, we actually switched phase so the tornadoes aren't out. The purple, you can avoid it for now. The only time you pick up purple is when you want to feed the giant whale. So right now, don't need it. Here's a burden of pain being cast on me. Hopefully I get a taunt off. There it is. Pick up these ads again. There are no more tornadoes. Sorry, English is hard. There are no more tornadoes in this phase, but there is tornadoes in phase 3. So here we have the devouring maw is going to come out. And so if you pick up purple, you want to go feed it. So look, I picked up purple. I'm going to go feed it. And there it is. I fed 1 purple. You need to feed 3 in order to survive this. So in order to make the shark go away, you do want to feed him 3 of those stacks of purple. So hopefully I get a taunt off. The other tank is back up. So there we go. We got the taunt off. So with this crashing wave, it's just this giant AoE on the ground. You don't want to stand in it, so just avoid it. So here we go. Still working on this. Kill those ads. And then we do have Murloc ads too. You do want to tank the Abyssal Maws, but the Murloc ads just aren't really going to be tanked. So there's the Abyssal Maw. I'm going to go ahead and try. No, somebody picked that up, so I won't be feeding it. But there it is. We got enough feeding on it to make it go away. And then phase 3 is just a culmination of everything. The biggest thing that you want to avoid is when the tank gets the tanking debuff, any physical damage that the tank takes is actually copied over to everyone in the raid. And I don't mean like split. I mean 100% of it is copied to every single person. So they don't want to be taking any physical damage. The easiest way to die is for the tank to take the debuff, continue tanking Mistress, and then take a tornado to the face. All of that physical damage is going to be copied to everyone, and it'll cause a wipe. So here we go. Make sure you avoid this AoE on the ground. Kill the ads. And this last phase is just a bunch of AoE and ads and everything on the ground, so just make sure you keep it tidy. And if you need to soak up the purple to clean up a little bit of area, you can go ahead and do that. There are also tornadoes in this phase, so something else to keep track of. Here's a Hydra shot. You do want to split that. He's not splitting it with enough people. Alright, so there's a burden of pain. I do want to, taunt off during this phase. The Abyssal Stalkers don't do physical damage, so that's why the tank that has the debuff can tank them. That physical damage, since they aren't physical damage, that damage won't be copied over. And yeah, here we have slicing tornadoes. I'm going to stay near these ink puddles. Where are the tornadoes at? There they are. So we'll hide back here, and we'll be perfectly fine. There's a burden of pain. Hopefully I get the taunt off. No taunt, no taunt, no taunt. That burden of pain is comping on everyone. You see me doing damage to everyone right now. There. Oh, no, not yet. But yeah, you see all those yellows going off on everywhere. I'm just doing damage to everyone because of the debuff.
Fuck you, priest.
All right.
What?
Yeah, people are mad.
Big dick priest, boys.
All right, let's just keep adding more AP because that's all we're getting
We stay
today.
dying as my cooldowns come up though. Like every boss with this raid.
Damn, you guys got some fucking nutty.
You can handle a flip. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah,
I was trying to keep up with you guys, but Jesus. Got me beat by like tank, dog.
You bit the gummy bear before you took the photo. All right, so after this, we can run over to Sisters. Actually, that means we did every boss on stream except kill Jaden. We got a few pulls on him. So that's going to go ahead and wrap up today's stream. We went ahead and killed everything. Let me double check. Yep. I did do kill Jaden yesterday as a 3 tank that we needed to do. But that's going to wrap up today's stream. Honestly, thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for stopping by. We got to see every single boss. We just didn't do the kill Jaden kill on stream. Next week, expect the same thing. Next week is going to be another Tomb of Sargeras stream. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm very sorry that YouTube is having all these issues with the chat. Hopefully next week is resolved. Go ahead and give me a follow on Twitch. Apparently it was too many heals. People are complaining that I'm healing too much. If you guys see these meters, they're actually the healing meters on the right hand side. But honestly, thank you guys. I hope you guys learned something. Jump into Tomb of Sargeras. Bring all your questions next week. Anything that you guys are stuck on, anything you guys need help on, just go ahead and throw them at me next week. Again, thank you guys for joining me, and thank you guys for always supporting what I'm doing and understanding that last week I couldn't do the live stream and get all the boss guides. Expect the last 2 boss guides this week. Fallen Avatar tomorrow for sure, and then my week auras are coming very soon. So again, thank you guys for stopping by, and as always, good luck out there.
seriously, we gotta walk and run all the way back here.
Remember wiping that ice crown? Yeah, that was a fucking run.
Yeah. Look at the handy dandy teleporters
How
over
the
there.
fuck do I get back there?
All of them.
The way we came in a long way.
Literally already there, by the way.
Sisters is such a fucking
Wait, did everybody just die? Is that what happened?
We're like
Should you try it, man?
Oh no, you fucked up!
Let's do it.
Look out this door!
All more pops in the
After me, Brent.
Oh, you fucker.
You brought them all the way the fuck back here? God. Yeah, back to Argentina.
Oh, I'm almost there, boys.
Start walking back.
Oh man.
Like the spaceship?
I think we still have to fight another one of those.